Welcome to the JM Exchange podcast. Just have normal conversations with people from Cleburne, Johnson County area that are doing cool things and helping people out. I just wanted to say thank you to a few people that have helped me bring this together and make this happen. Number one, I want to thank God. I can't do this without him. I also want to thank my wife. She's given me great support and stayed behind me through this whole thing. And also family and friends that have given me support too. Want to give a thank you to Blake Jones Agency for allowing me to set up my studio. I want to thank Carson Luce for graphic design. I want to thank Jerry Lair with bjjloan.com. Reach out to him for any of your residential loan needs. John Bendez, and also the guests that come on and share their stories. Hope you enjoy the conversation. Thanks, y'all.
All right, we're rolling. Aaron Bentley.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on, first of all. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on, brother. I've been looking forward to this one. So I know you have a lot of experience, but before we get started with that, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody, where you're born and raised.
Sure.
And what
I
you
can get
do.
to that. Is this look at the camera or look at you?
However you want to do it.
All
Doesn't
right,
matter.
cool. I don't know if I need to be like sitting here staring at the audience. Anyway, my name is Aaron Bentley. I live in Grandview currently. I live a little bit of the Grandview area. Born in Cleburne in 1979.
Ooh.
In the worst flood in Johnson County history.
Oh, man, I did not know
You need to
that.
look that up. May 2nd, 1979 was the worst flood in Johnson County history. Born at the old asbestos hospital. For people that don't know the Cleburne lore, you need to go there. I grew up in East Texas and went to high school in Kearns, Texas. That's about the size of that can right there. I graduated with a whole 34 people and then went on to college at East Texas State or East Texas A&M or A&M Commerce, whichever terminology you want to use in the era that it's been. Studied English and creative writing. Did a bunch of interviewing, stuff like that. In college, never really merged the music side with the interview side till the late 2000s. Went to work for Texas Red Dirt Roads as a producer, which was on the ranch. It was a syndicated radio program for 47 stations, 1.7 million listeners across the country. And it was like the largest syndicated show for Texas and Red Dirt music.
Yeah.
Was the producer for that, also was the writer, publisher, editor for the website, so did interviews for there, wrote for a couple magazines, and then somewhere around 2017 got the itch to think I wanted to do this. And kind of put it on pause till 2021, and then jumped in feet first. Now I got a podcast, off mic, off the record, with the hat that you've got on,
That's
and a
right.
cool little shirt. You get a branding, that's what it's all about. I interview musicians from all walks of life, producers, studio owners, venue owners, TMs, anybody that has anything to do with music whatsoever, I interview. And I got a pretty steady listener base. No format to it. We just talk. I like to tell people if Joe Rogan was on season 3 of Seinfeld, that's what the show is.
Yeah, okay.
It's a show about nothing and just talk.
Yeah, that's basically what my show is all about. So I get people on that are, doing good for the community, small business owners, and
Yes.
then people like yourself, just cool people doing cool things, man. So I love it. It's what it's all about, and I just love this long form, just regular talking, man. It's just having a
So much
conversation.
people don't have conversations anymore.
I know, man. Like, I've said it a million times on this thing already. You just see text. You don't even realize you're talking to a person on social media.
Yes.
And, I like this. I like sitting down. You get to see facial expressions and body language, and you get to actually like express your entire point, without just putting it down in text and it being taken out of context or anything.
Every time.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, we're humans are social people. We're meant to be community, talking to each other. You're not meant to have a 7.25-inch screen that separates you while it's connected. Giving us the ability to connect to people all over the world we never would, it disconnects you in that, like you said, there's no human element to it. It's text it's just like reading a newspaper.
Yeah.
But it's answering back whatever your biggest bias is. I don't know if that's the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, that's a good way to put it.
That's the only I can think of. Maybe that's coming from the journalism background, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you had that much of a journalism background. I know because we met. I don't even remember when we met, but it was a long time
ago.
And it's probably when I was working at Chili's or something like that. Because
Sure.
I met so many people bartending and stuff. But,
That would make sense.
Yeah. And then I remember when you were doing the Red Dirt Roads thing, and I thought that was super cool. Although that's like the coolest job ever.
I miss that so much. What, you mean I just get to listen to music on Sundays and my job is just to make sure that the music gets played? That's all I got to do? I mean, there was more to it than that, but yeah, paid to listen to music.
Yeah, I was like that's like the super coolest job in, in my opinion.
And go to Steamboat and things like that.
I was going to say, I get to go to all the trips. That's a cool part too.
I mean, I was always in the hole monetarily doing those trips because it was like, all right, your travel's paid for, your hotel's paid for.
Yeah, but you got to the food and all that.
Yeah, food and alcohol. Well, I mean, we always had an alcohol sponsor, so that usually helped out a lot. But meals get expensive.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then the other stuff. Oh, hey, I want to go buy $200 worth of merch.
Yeah.
I don't have $200, but I want to buy $200 worth of merch.
I do that every time I go to Larry Joe Taylor. I'm like, listen, we're only going to spend this much. And it never stays that much. It's always more.
It's like a blackjack table. Just one more. Just one.
Right.
One more shirt.
But
one more hat.
It's always a good time though. I know I've seen you out there quite a few times. I know we didn't go this year, but I remember last year we rolled up to your campsite and you were interviewing Mike Ryan.
Mikey Ryan.
He was a super nice guy, man. Like, he came out and introduced himself to everybody. He was just, super down to earth, super cool guy.
He's North Texas boy through and through. So he started playing Woody's Tavern and Ice House. What was the one that was over the Berry Street Ice House? And he just started playing these little bars. I mean, he played Overtime. He played, you name it. He played those little bars. And so he hasn't gotten too far away. I mean, yeah, the man's got some published hits that are top 10 Nashvilles that he wrote when he was at Seagull Music. I mean, his, Brad Paisley, #1. I don't remember the name of the song right off the top of my head, but, but he's just chill.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
And it didn't hurt that I've known him since he first picked up a guitar. So, professionally, I should say.
Yeah.
Not the first time. I didn't know whenever he was there at 6 years old playing a guitar how old he was.
Yeah. So your podcast is pretty cool, man. You get to sit down and talk, like you said, to musicians and producers and all that cool stuff. That's pretty fun. And you having those making those connections beforehand and then being able to kind of slip, right into your own thing. That's awesome.
Man, thanks. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
It's not I'm lucky. I'm very lucky to be right place, right time with a lot of those. And the years that I worked in connection with the ranch helped a lot, getting to meet a lot of those artists. And so many of them meeting them before their careers took off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing is it's like, hey, I knew this person then. So it kind of helps a little bit, when you want to do that favor later on down the road when they get a little bigger, like, hey, you want to stop by and do an interview now?
Yeah, when I had Hayden Dean on, I was like, hopefully you'll come back when you make a big kid because I know you are.
He will.
It's good, man.
He's so good. He showed up at, I think it was Wednesday night, maybe Thursday night at LJT. And I've been doing LJT 21 total years. I think I've gone consecutively since 2010. Only missing the COVID year. I say consecutive, the COVID year, I don't count that year because nobody went that year.
Yeah, that was just washed 2020 right off.
It was weird because it's like, well, I think they didn't do one in 2020 and maybe 21 they flipped and did it in the fall versus the spring. I don't remember how that one went.
Yeah, I don't remember. We didn't go those years either, so.
It was whatever that, I'd missed that, but ever since I've been back, and I've always kind of hosted a campfire jam, and that night, again, it was Wednesday night, Thursday night, details get fuzzy when you're at LJT.
Yes, that's true.
And we had the finalists from the singer-songwriter contest. So we had Dustin Perkins, Bo Moore, who won it. And there was 3 other people there. I don't remember. Matty Hill was there. Oh, I'm forgetting a couple people, but there was something I'm talking about, like really good songwriters. And he just rolled up and sat down with them and didn't hesitate.
Yeah, man.
Jumped right in, and I'm like, where'd you come from? Nice state.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah, he's got, I think he said about 6 songs right now, and he's working on like a, 8-song album.
Yeah.
8-10 is what he said. And, man, I'm looking forward to that come out. But, the thing that impressed me too about him too is Shane put him on, started playing his music already on the ranch.
Little fast track there.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I know people might not think that because the ranch is just, a small little, well, and they're really not. They're broadcast everywhere. There's people that call in all the time that are from different states and stuff like that. So And he's not the one that's just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just play anybody's music. You have to impress the man.
He's been in the industry for a long time. I don't know how many years. It's at least 20.
I was gonna say, I remember, when the ranch came on, he was like late night, and he would play the underground stuff.
The Vault.
Yeah,
He had the Vault show. And then the wall bangers, as they called them, the people on the wall. I was a wall banger for a while too, so I was on the wall all the time doing it, listening to him, because he'd play that good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
He'd play some Fulbright here and there, and Moreland before Moreland was big, but yeah. He's got a very eclectic and eccentric, and that's not in a negative way, ear, because he's heard so many artists and so many good artists over the year that he really knows. He either likes it or he doesn't, and he's not ashamed to admit that. And I wish more people were like that with music.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, he'll tell you how it is.
Yeah. And he's never mean about it. He's just like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
And I've seen him too on Facebook and stuff like that. He's very unapologetic.
Yeah. But he's never rude.
No, not rude at all.
He's just,
sorry.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Move on. You have to be music.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And I know there's like other things too. Like he just can't take a CD from somebody and be like, okay, I'm just going to play this on the radio, and their rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're pretty dangerous, especially when you're dealing with the FCC, man.
Yeah.
You get some foul language in there that the FCC doesn't want to hear, those magic words that Carlin talked about. You can get a fine real fast.
Yeah.
We had that happen live on air one time. I had to dump a show in the middle of it, live broadcast on air.
Oh, man.
We had a band playing at Magnolia Motor Lounge, and their tour manager came up to do a song. He was also a musician, and just drops the F-bomb right in the middle of a story. And I was like, dump, sorry, can't do it. Immediately started looking at what's the fine for saying the F word on 1.7 million.
Oh, so it wasn't ran on a delay or anything?
No, because I forget what kind of type of the tie line that they used, but the tie line did not have a delay at all. Like it was a zero delay. So you just had to have your finger over the broadcast button and be like, and just dump the feed. There's not like your fancy little. This is old school technology.
Okay, gotcha.
We didn't have the cough buttons, and we didn't have all that, the delays, and it was just a tie line, and just went into it, and you dialed in, and you were on the tower broadcasting live, and you just don't say it. Oh, you said it. You gotta dial everything back in while they go to commercial break. All right, we're back. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Oh man, yeah, that's wild. Not going on a delay. I would be pretty nervous myself, sitting down and just like, I'd probably just be sweating bullets.
13 years of just nonstop. I mean, I loved it because it was live music, but 13 years of nonstop, just anxiety. I was gonna say the wrong thing.
Right.
Click.
Yeah, because there's all sorts of things. You can't say certain context of things.
Mm-hmm. It's worse now than it was then.
Yeah.
That was pre-2020. Now it's a little worse.
Yeah. Well, I remember, what was it that made it really bad with the FCC? Because I don't think they cared about radio at all until the Super Bowl. Dang it. Justin Timberlake.
No, Janet Jackson.
And Janet Jackson. That's what it was.
Mm-mm.
After that, it was with everybody was paying attention to everybody.
Mm. Well, I mean, because you had Howard Stern that really challenged the FCC in the 90s. And so, and then with him going on satellite radio, which doesn't have the same, it's just like podcasts. You just have to do that little check box, explicit content, and it's explicit content.
Yeah. I guess I should say it's explicit. I don't know. I just put that it's not for kids on here.
My hosting site, it has a box. If you check that, it just says explicit content. And then
okay.
It almost gives you like the parental advisory warning on there.
Oh, dang. I need to look into that.
At some point, they may want to, sir.
They come out. Yeah, they do come out. I had a heavy metal band in here the other day. And
Nice.
so surprisingly, there wasn't any, there's more cussing on just like having a random person in here than there was with a metal band.
Just get comfortable, man. That's what it is. It's the truth.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
What was the band?
They're called the Aeon Design.
Not heard of them.
They're right here out of Cleburne. They're just kind of getting started. They've done a couple of shows. They got another live show, and I think they said August 12th.
Okay.
And so they'll be playing. I think it's a place called the Railhead or something like that. It's not what you're thinking.
Because I was immediately going to the barbecues.
Yeah, it's not there. It's something different, I believe. I need to look it up. I think he's waiting on the podcast to drop before they start posting about it.
Yeah.
But it's not until August 12th. They'll be posted around the 5th or something like that. That's when they'll.
You heard it here, folks.
So, brother, who's the biggest person that you've had on your show?
This is tough. Bob Schneider. You know who Bob Schneider is?
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's a musician from Austin. He had that song that was really big. You can call me, I think I'm Batman, but you can call me Bob. He was married to Sandra Bullock.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, dude's like legit, like huge, big 90s rocker guy. William Clark Green, Wade Bowen, Red Clay Strays, had that one twice.
That's a big one.
That's a pretty big name right there.
Oh,
I'm trying to find the smart spot. I just made it.
Something's going on, yeah.
I made it peak out.
Oh, gotcha.
It's because I'm a close talker and I get deep, and so I always have to be careful on. So that
Gotcha.
it's the radio voice. I try to get real deep and do that ASMR thing. I mean, that's probably it. Van Plating, she was in a indie rock band in the 90s called Pemberley out of Florida. They were really huge, like a regional. They were kind of like they were in that alternative kind of era. She was really cool. Did the interview at her home studio, but I mean, there's a few here and there there's a few that I think will be pretty big in the next 10 years that I've had on there that people don't know their names yet, but
yeah, for sure. I just heard we just started Dutton Ranch and heard the Red Straight Clays on there. And I've also heard them on a commercial. I don't remember. It was like a car commercial, I think, or something like that. And they were playing, and I was like, look at them, man, like getting out there. I know Taylor, he's been pretty good about putting, Taylor Sheridan with his shows on Paramount and stuff like that, about putting,
Colton Moore, Tanner Usry, Caitlin. Oh, I mean, I guess you could say Caitlin Butts too. I've had her on the show a couple times. We actually did one of her "You Ain't Gotta Die to Be Dead to Me" viral videos.
Nice.
It was pretty fun. Did that, like walking through a gate, and she's like, doing that whole little spiel to it, and I just have like one word in the whole clip, and I'm like, apparently or supposedly or something like that. I say something stupid. That's the only thing I have. She's just doing her little spiel, and I'm walking behind her going, yeah. Taylor Sheridan, man, the way that they've done the music. I'm trying to think who his A&R person is that does the music recruiting. I've looked him up before, and he uses the same people that he's had since he made the movie Wind River.
Okay.
He's got the same basic team now. They've expanded because he's got 18,005 shows.
Yeah,
now.
something like that.
But they are very in tune with the fact that even before he got really big with Yellowstone, when he was still doing other projects, because he was on Sons of Anarchy and things like that.
He wrote Hell and High Water.
Hell and High Water.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wind River.
The Wind River, yeah. Like he was a massive Hayes Carl fan. He was a big fan of like Band of Heathens. So a lot of your really, really deep-rooted Texas artists, and so that kind of just kept expanding. I mean, Shane Smith and the Saints, they had two whole episodes of Yellowstone dedicated to that band.
Yeah. Whiskey Myers.
I mean, yeah. So it's really big for him. Oh, and you were talking about the new one, the new Dutton Ranch. There is where I live at, without giving it away. I said Grandview, but it's area. They filmed for 4.5 weeks, less than 2 miles from us.
Oh, wow. That's cool, man.
I think it's episode 4. There's a church where like the lady is given, maybe it's episode 3. Don't get me lying, friends. I'm not fact-based. Where Beulah is doing like a eulogy for like the sheriff at this church. That's 2 miles from my house.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Then there's a couple other scenes where, I mean, shoot, that one scene at the very beginning of it, they're at the Western Inn motel right up.
Right in Cleburne.
I drove by it when they were doing that. I had no clue what was going on. I'm like, why is there traffic? Oh, okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know they were in Roughnecks Bar.
Roughnecks.
They're in Rio Vista. It was funny. I saw that bar and I went, hey, that's Roughnecks. And my mom's like, I don't know. I've never been in there. And I was like, I've been in there a few times. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's what it is. And then I had to back it up and saw the outside. And I was like, that's definitely it. Yeah.
A lot of filming around here, but he's doing a lot of North Texas filming now.
Yeah, I know they just shut down like downtown Fort Worth like during the day for a couple of days to do some filming there.
No joke, dude.
And I bet that costs a lot of money.
Oh, I don't even want to imagine. And I imagine he's got to be tied into the Bass family at some point. If you're doing anything in Fort Worth, the Bass family has to kind of give their nod of approval. They own 98% of that town.
Everything.
The whole thing. For friends, if you don't know the history of the Bass family, just go ahead and look it up. And the next time you're walking through the Fort Worth Zoo, just look at every plaque.
Yeah.
Every plaque in the Fort Worth Zoo, and it says donated by, the last name is going to be Bass.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much own that whole thing.
Yeah. It's
Lots
nuts.
of money, dude.
Lots of money.
Sorry to mean to sidetrack you.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, it's funny, the Bass family too, there was like a big thing. They own a bunch of land around here, in this area as well.
2331, and when we lived in Godley,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite ways to drive home from Fort Worth, was to go 1187 to 2331 and drive through the ranch. It's Sid. I think it's Sid. There's three brothers owns all that range. So basically from the toll road,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost every bit of frontage on the north side of 1187 to just past 2331. That's a lot of land.
I know they were pretty smart too, because I think they put like one little sign out there that said like Disneyland was coming there or something like that.
I heard the story. I never saw the sign.
And I never see the sign either, but heard about it. And well, that made it really hard for eminent domain and any roads or anything like that wanted to go through there, or any kind of people wanted to buy things, because they were like, nah, we're planning for this. And that's that just throws that price tag.
Oh yeah, and they also, part of the cattle ranch of it is protected land.
Yeah,
is protected as native grazing lands, and it's the part where the 2331 FM 2330 runs through on both sides of that. I think that's all protected as grazing cattle land, because I remember when they had to run a power line through there, like it was a big deal.
Oh yeah,
like they had to have like all kinds of state representatives come in and give a blessing to say, yes, you can run power through here. Again, I'm not fact-based. I don't know 100%, but I do know that. I know that's the land that they own.
Yeah. They got tons of money.
So much money.
Man, you've had a lot of cool people on your show. I'm pretty jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
It's 178, 180, however many episodes I'm in now of just having conversations of people that I had conversations with years when they were on the show, is all it really was.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet though, man. When you started, how did you start off?
So, for anybody that knew what Texas Hard Dirt Roads was, or listened to the ranch in the late teens, 2010s, they know who I worked for. I don't ever say his name on a microphone. He got some charges and went to jail. I know who he is. Most people do. I just don't say his name out loud, which I have no regrets working for him when I did, because none of that was going on. I have regrets for the fallout of everything, the way it kind of did everything else. Because I learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot about having a conversation on a microphone, because he was, at the time, the best voice we had on the scene. He knew how to do it. And I love the connections I made, as everything about it. But when that all kind of happened, the first kind of charge came out, and that was the year that Mile Zero Fest did, the spring year. So that was 21. And that's when everything kind of just came to a head. He had some assault charges against him, and we were going to Mile Zero Fest. And so I was just kind of like, whatever. I had to resign. I publicly resigned to make sure I wasn't attached to it in any way, because don't condone anything that he did in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And we do not speak, and we never will speak. It's just my personal opinion.
Yep.
And we went to Mile Zero Fest, and it was like kind of like my first year in like 20 years or 15, 13, however many years that I wasn't working an event. I was kind of there as a fan.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is kind of cool. And so it's just hanging out and talking to everybody. And we came home, and I told Summer, my wife, and I was like, hey, kind of want to do this podcast thing. I think I'm ready. And wrote down the figure of what it would cost to do a home studio on a piece of paper. Folded up like, in the movies, just slid it across the table to her, because I wanted to see that reaction, because I knew I was either going to get stabbed, lit on fire, something was going to happen. She opens it, looks at it for a long time. I got my bonus. Well, you got to take any money. It's not credit cards. She looks at it, looks at me, looks at it, looks at me. I'm getting a little dramatic. And is like, okay. So called up Sweetwater, had talked to a couple of sound engineers that I knew and producers that I knew. And we just kind of went over like, what would I need to get started? And I'd spent a lot of time, big thank you to Bart Rose, Fort Worth Sound, Brian Zarek for letting me be in their ears at all times when it came to learning about being a producer, doing, how to do it, how to be an audio engineer. And I just got on there and I just started ordering. I'm like, I want this, and 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 I want this. And I kept looking at that number, and I kept going, and I need that, and that, and that, and that one. Okay, let's got it all delivered to the house. I had decided what I wanted to do, kind of like with the intro. I had a vision for the intro and a vision for the outro, and booked some time at Melody Mountain Studios and went down and spent half a day with Ben Hussey. Amazing engineer. For anybody that doesn't know who Ben Hussey was, with what him and Josh Serrato put out at Melody Mountain Studios. Co Wetzel's Noise Complaint. I want to say they did maybe Aber Island for Will Green, Dolly Shine, just all kinds of these albums that were just phenomenal albums. Went down there and I said, Ben, here's what I want to do. Well, the kind of the twofold part of it is the theme song is actually a song that Austin Upchurch and I wrote 5 years prior. And so I was like, well, you've already got this. You recorded it, so let's just use this as the bass. And so we did that, did the intro, and drove home and recorded the first episode with Austin that evening and never stopped.
That's awesome, man.
Just never stopped because Austin went down to the studio with me to be one of the voices on it, and then it just never quit.
Man, that's cool. Yeah, I don't really have anything like intros yet. Just do like, I do thank yous, but that metal band that I was talking about, they might write me some riffs and stuff to put on. Because, with YouTube, you can't do, you have to own or have the rights or be able to have permission to do it. And so yeah, they were talking about, yeah, we could probably come up with something, get you an intro and outro. And I was like, that'll be sweet, and I'll just put it at the bottom, music by the And Design, and give them a shout out and make sure that whatever I need to do to have permission so YouTube doesn't just take me off or whatnot. But
I think realistically, and you may want to check on it, I think as long as you are a copyright holder to it and they assign you as a copyright holder, I think that's all you need.
Okay.
I mean, it's really is that easy. Like on CD Baby, if they just list you as a copyright holder, you're fine.
Okay, good.
Or whoever the site is that handles all that. I'm not really sure who does it these days. I'm old school, so I'm like, CD Baby, and I'm like, wait, CDs don't exist anymore. Is it still CD Baby?
You're right, dude. So the last time I saw a CD was when I was putting all mine. I finally bit the bullet and just like put them all on a computer and then put all the CDs in a box and they're in a top of a closet somewhere right now.
Get rid of them.
I'm never going to get rid of them. I have some records too, but most of it's from just my parents' generation that they gave me.
Don't get bit by that bug. I'm telling you right now.
Dude,
do not.
Yeah, I've been talking to Emily about put the buying one and having a little thing just because I think it's cool listening to vinyl.
It's gonna cost you out.
I know.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna burn you because I do it, and because then you're gonna buy the albums, and you're gonna want to figure out where to get them at, and then you're gonna put them all in plastic, and then you're gonna organize them, and then you're gonna have a certain way to hold them, and then you need a professional shop. I'm just telling you, don't do it.
And yeah, it's probably exactly how I would do it because
that's exactly how I'm doing it now.
That's how I do things and try to do it right.
Yeah. But nothing beats the sound. A warm tubed amp sound is one of the best you will ever find, is a warm tubed amp sound. If you can find a true tubed record player like a hi-fi, so good.
Oh, man. You're making me want to go buy records right now.
And the first album you need to buy is Steven Wilson Jr.'s album.
I like that guy, man. That guy's, he's amazing.
Have you seen him yet?
I've just seen videos of him. I've never actually seen him in person. So
go do it. While you have the chance, go do it. He's one of those artists I tell people.
That's what I was thinking. Like I was like, he's probably already blown up too much now where I'll be able to get to afford him. It's kind of like one of those Zach Bryan situations. Like the first time I heard Zach Bryan play and I looked up to go see him live, I was, I'll never be able to see him. Yeah, sorry. $400 a ticket's pretty insane.
Well, we'll just stay away from the most I've ever spent on concert tickets then.
I've spent quite a bit of money on concert tickets, but that was one of those. I was like, I don't know. Maybe later down the road.
I got a few years on you, so you got a little catch up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got some catching up to do.
It was George Strait 2 years ago, and it was Row 21. So
yeah, that was probably expensive. I didn't even look.
It was in Dickies, and yeah.
I would have liked to go into the Caulfield one. Our son's down there.
Okay.
We just got a ring, or bought it anyway. He'll get it in October. But I'll be graduating.
And go to the Dixie Chicken and have to collect that ring properly.
Yeah, the ring duck we're gonna have one down there and one up here. So,
Okay.
So for his buddies up here too, we'll have a little get together and have him do a ring dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That will be fun.
But yeah, it would have been fun to go see because he broke the record of
Attendance record.
Yeah, attendance record, which is crazy.
God, it was so insane.
Man,
You been to a game yet?
Oh yeah, we've been to a few. It's the energy is freaking insane. It's so loud. It's like you could feel the stadium moving. I mean,
Registers as an earthquake.
Yeah, it is. Anybody out there, I would suggest to anybody, even if you don't like the Aggies, just go to a football game there just to experience the energy.
It's so loud.
It
the
is.
Drum line comes in.
And yeah,
the air raid
the core doing their halftime shows they're freaking awesome, man.
Nobody can do the nationally famous Fighting Aggie.
Yeah.
Marching band.
Yeah, they are spot on. They do some really cool stuff. And yeah, we went for so we were married on Veterans Day, so we went for a Veterans Day game down there on Veterans Day, and that was super awesome. They had the jets fly through. And,
Yeah, the flyover.
Oh man, it was insane, and that halftime show was amazing. It was, you almost kind of go cross-eyed, looking at them and how on time they are.
Did they do the 4-way cross?
Oh yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts, dude.
I'll go down some videos where I'll watch some like Aggie marching videos, and I'm just like, insanely talented.
They are.
In step, on time, all the time. Just
Perfect. Yeah, you're right, brother.
Now you got me want to go down to Bryan for a little bit.
I'll be going in October at some point.
You've been to the Tap. I hear the Tap is the place for music down.
I've not been to the Tap. I don't know where that's at.
I'm not really sure what the music is, because back in the day it was Shadow Canyon and Hall of Fame, and those places don't exist anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't really know what the music down there is.
Usually when we go, we hit up, Northgate.
Yes.
We'll try to hit up some other places here in town, but usually when we're down there, it's usually for a game. We learned our lesson the first year, where I spent $500 to stay in the shittiest hotel room ever, probably. Down there, and then like you try to go eat somewhere. No, you're not eating unless you want to wait 3 hours. You were not eating.
Not happening anywhere. Not even Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, every
Everywhere.
restaurant is like that. It is insane. So we learned our lesson now, where we take food and do all that. And Kesh's got a house down there, so that makes it easy. We can cook and just kind of hang out there and don't have to really worry about all the other expenses and everything. And they like it because they get home cooked meal instead of, whatever the hell it is that they eat.
They decide to eat whatever the college fare is. My wife just sold an old poker table that I had to some guys that were for like their dining room table, because it was like one of those ones you flip the top over at A&M, and my wife was not going to believe where your table's going. I'm like, as it should be. That's where my poker table should go, is College Station.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That is. It's just a random, because I think she listed on Facebook Marketplace or something. Because it was the week after, it was like she had done a big yard sale for Antique Alley, which is another thing. Have you talked about anything on Antique Alley to anybody on your show?
I have not yet. I have
We need
not.
to talk about some Antique Alley.
I should. Yeah. I need to get some people to put that on, because I know there's like the whip farm and all that. That would be pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just throwing you a bone right
Oh man, I will take it, because I only know so many people, and this is basically word of mouth stuff. So
Good.
yeah.
But we're towards the end of where Antique Alley is.
Okay.
And we did our yard sale that we do during Antique Alley and everything, and the table was left over, and she just put it on Facebook Marketplace, and some dude was like, mine? Like $50, like nothing crazy. I mean, I guess it's solid oak.
Yeah.
Solid oak base, bumper pull bottom, and then the lid that flips over. So, I mean, I guess if you wanted to play bumper pull, you could do that too, but didn't have any sticks or the balls or any of that stuff, or even the pockets. It was just, I had it for the poker table. And got rid of it, and that, sure enough, that's what it became.
We had a garage sale one year, and I was selling like guitar amp and some other things, and it was so funny because these people would come up and they bought all this stuff, and then immediately I started seeing it on Facebook Marketplace for triple what they just bought it at my garage sale for, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, these guys got the right idea. So
Yes.
yeah, I started I started just kind of throwing the good stuff out there first, and then, whatever else. Like,
You have to.
I mean,
I was at the point where I was like, just get it out of the garage.
yeah, I'm the same way.
Just
When I'm ready to get rid of it, I'm
rid
just
of
ready
it.
to get rid of it.
And then we were like, yeah, we want. I don't know. I don't care. Just I don't want it here.
Yeah, I think our last one that we did, man, it was like everything was $1.
I did trash bags one year. If you came to our house and you had a trash bag, $5, whatever you could fit. I didn't care. And this is when we were still in Godly. And it was like, I said, I'll sell you a trash bag for $1. But if you bring your own trash bag, you just give me a $5. And I'm talking about there were people that came back like 10 times and just stuffing trash bags full. And they're like, sure, just $5? I'm like, is it leaving my house? Yes. Take it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Save your money. Just go.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
$1's the way to do it. How much $1? Just $1, dude. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
Smart.
we had so many, like, a set of dishes, whole set of dishes for $1. I mean, it was pretty wild. And we got rid of a lot of stuff. There was so much stuff left, and it was so funny. You could see people like picking stuff up, and they're just like, and I'm like, that was like a $50 thing.
It's $1.
And they're like, I don't know if I want to spend $1 on this.
And then they spend $1 on crap.
I know.
Yes.
So funny.
People are strange that way.
Yeah.
I'm that way too, though. I'll go to a yard sale and I'll buy the most ridiculous thing. I bought a rotary telephone a couple weeks ago just because I wanted to go on my desk.
Yeah, I was going to say that you can't just go buy one.
They don't exist.
Uh-uh.
But I was like, oh, it's a black rotary telephone.
Yeah, that's like an antique thing now.
It is. That's $20.
That's still pretty cool, though.
Just on my desk.
Yeah,
That's all it's going to be.
sitting there. When you want somebody to go away, you can just act like you're talking on.
Hello? Start dialing. Hey, hold on. I got a couple. Messed up. Hold on. Man, I miss rotary phones. Miss analog stuff.
Yeah, it's funny, man, when you got kids these days that don't even know what it is.
I don't think my kids know how to use a rotary phone. I mean, my kids are grown and I got grandkids, but I don't think they know how to use a rotary phone.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up and my grandparents had them and stuff like that. We always had a cordless phone that I can remember growing up.
I get a cordless phone until I was like in high school. We always had the 55-foot cord.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're dragging it around the house, and you got to constantly take the knots out of it.
Yes, you go into different rooms. You go into the bathroom. You go everywhere with that thing. We didn't get a cordless. We lived very simply growing up. So a lot of that. I didn't even have MTV till college. Okay.
Yeah,
what it was.
We got cable. I was still pretty young. I was probably in like 3rd or 4th grade, something like that, when I got cable. And that was like, and it was just in the living room.
Oh yeah,
I got cable in the living room. Yeah, get to watch my cartoons.
Yes, fighting over who gets the clicker.
Right.
Do you remember old school televisions that had the knobs?
Oh yeah.
My grandmother had one of those forever. I think I was in high school when she finally decided to get one without a knob, and I was like, I got remotes. No knob.
Yeah.
Flip over to UHF.
Yeah.
People nowadays don't know.
I remember that.
People don't know what UHF is these days.
I do. I remember all that. Yeah, that's wild. We come a long way.
We have, dude.
And now here we are, like doing shows and attics and stuff.
Shows and addicts. This is a cool spot, dude. For those people that are contemplating coming on the show, you need to. This is a legit spot. I dig it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's so nice.
Yeah, we're gonna try to. I think we got some coming out of Blake's building. There was some like old barnwood that came out of there.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna put just over the foam, and go with that. So we're gonna frame out the window, try to get like a TV over here.
Oh, yeah. You're getting real fancy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna have to catch up with you right now. I'm just in my living room.
Oh, it's all right though.
We just set a little stage, swivel mic microphone for you.
Well, I planned to do this in my office at my house, but we would have been like right here talking to each other.
Yeah, that's how my old office was.
it would have been like we would have been face to face, really.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean that. Yeah, that'd be a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not bad though. I like it. Yeah, this place is pretty cool. It's a good spot. It's not too far from my house.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, I literally live like a few blocks away from here, which is pretty nice.
Oh, love that. So what made you want to do the show?
Well, I grew up listening to talk radio, stuff like that. I remember being a kid getting in trouble for listening to Howard Stern. I would listen to Russ Martin when I got a little older, on the Eagle and stuff like that. And then when he was on like 105.3, I was driving kind of at that time, so I was listening to him all the time in the afternoons. And I always loved talk radio, and especially that kind of talk radio. It was just kind of, just the tree house, so to speak, like he talked about. We're just dudes sitting around just BSing and having a good time and jabbing each other and
nothing serious.
Yeah, just nothing serious, just goofing off. And so then what's up? But yeah, so listening to all that, I'd always had being a big fan of that.
I loved our Smartin too, man.
And then so when the internet kind of came around, I was in my early 20s and going out to the bars with my friends and my cousins and stuff like that, and we always had crazy stories. And I was like, man, we should start like an internet show, an internet radio show, and talk about stories and do this and just kind of sit around and BS and all that kind of stuff. Well, fast forward, I never started anything. I think I kind of put together a couple things where I did some like live stream stuff when I was playing guitar and singing and stuff like that, and it just kind of cut up. But it was, maybe 2 people got on there and listened or something, and
still 2 more,
right? And then this couple of years ago, or I guess it was like last year or the year before, here in Cleburne, they had the school bond vote.
Yeah.
And you're getting 2 sides of it, people that were for it, people were against it. They had these reasons, they had these reasons, and they're saying this and that. And I was like, I kind of wish that I could sit down and talk to somebody about what's real here and what's real there, and what is everybody putting on Facebook, and just get the, really talk about it. And so mowing that over a little bit, and still, kind of wanting to do it, and was thinking, maybe it won't be a bad idea. There's nobody else. I started asking questions to people if anybody was doing anything like that around here.
Right.
And there's a couple of podcasts around here that are doing, there's Texas Transparency Project but it's all politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to do all politics or anything like that. I'll talk politics with you or whatever. I have ideas and I have my opinions, just like you have your ideas and your opinions. And I leave it at that, to be honest.
Fair. We don't talk politics at all on my show.
And it's fine. They come up on here because the mayor race was going on.
Sure.
And so I was like, well, I'd like to get it before that, so maybe I can get both them on there, because we had the same mayor for 14 years, Scott Kane, and he stepping down and letting some new blood run. So I was like, it would be cool to listen to the candidates, and so people can make a fair decision,
informed.
And so kind of started putting things together. And then another buddy of mine, he does fishing poles for kids. So every year he just gets donated. He's not a 501(c) or anything. He just gets donations from business owners and random
the first
people.
episode I saw.
Yeah. And so when he was doing it, I really wanted to get it out before he did his thing, so people could hear about it. He's been doing it for 7 years, and I always thought that was one of the coolest things, man. Get kids out of the house. You hook up their fishing poles for them, give them some bait, and let them fish in the creek out there. And you just kind of stick around, and if they broke their hook, you tie a new one on and go after it, And you got to see a day of a bunch of kids smiling, laughing, catching fish, and just having a good time. Awesome. And that was super cool to me. So I really hustled to be able to get him on before that thing happened. And that's kind of how it started, And I just thought to myself, I want to bring the community together, talk to, like I said, business owners, people doing charity work here. There's so many people that are doing all sorts of different charity work around here, that nobody knows about. And then, people like yourself, you got a podcast and you get to do a lot of cool things, and that's
charity
cool.
work too. Also.
Yeah. And, and I had my nephew on here. He was, just a kid he's done the Appalachian Trail. He got hired to be a ski instructor, and he never skied before in his life. Weird,
what?
Right? Yeah. So don't worry about that. We'll teach you to do that. And then, he was a glacier tour, a guide in Alaska. And he's done all sorts of cool things, man. And so I had him on just to talk. You know, I will literally talk to anybody.
It's a way to do it.
So, you know, I find it fascinating. I love sitting down with people and just talking with them. So
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Seriously, we need this 100%.
yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Just trying to get people's voice out there. You know, in this community and the surrounding communities as well. You know, I'm not tied down to just Johnson County. You know, I'll talk to Hill County, whatever, Bosque, anybody from around here.
Yeah.
As long as you're, you know, you're a good person and you'll sit down. This is not a place for somebody to come and just rant and get their opinions out there and not be able to have the respect to listen to an objective opinion. That's not what this is. It's not.
You can't have a show that way because that's not a conversation.
Yeah.
It goes from a conversation at that point to becoming what you said, a rant.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a rant. A rant does nothing.
Yeah. And I just want to sit down and talk to people, man.
So fun.
Yeah. I miss it. I used to do it all the time, you know, because I worked 2 jobs all the time, you know, bartending, waiting tables, and I was constantly talking to
I
people.
was about to say, isn't that what bartending is?
Yeah.
It's pretty much a podcast.
Yeah, basically. And so, you know, now
It's a podcast.
that's where we are. Yeah.
It's very cool, man.
Sometimes we have drinks on here. Sometimes we don't. You know,
Yeah.
just depends.
I'm having coffee, my afternoon coffee.
I'm just having water.
Mine's I was up way too late last night, and so it's like I need coffee to wake up.
Nah, I gotcha. Yeah. I can't do caffeine after like 2 o'clock or so. I shake in the bed. It pisses my wife off.
Oh,
Because I constantly like move my foot or something. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sleeping.
yeah. Summer would probably stab me if I did that. if I got the shakes and
But yeah, so I usually bring water up here. If I have an afternoon or a morning podcast, I'll bring coffee up here. I do need to get some some decaf coffee to bring up here because I love coffee so much. I drink so much in the morning. I probably drink 40 ounces every morning.
I'm probably pretty close there. I don't know what size is this. I do 2 of these in the morning.
I do about 1.5 of my 30-ounce Yeti.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm a coffee drinker, but I go through spurts where I'll drink coffee for like 3 months and then I'll just stop and I'll drink tea.
Okay.
Not like sweet tea, but like
Like a
herbal tea.
regular tea. Yeah.
Like a regular tea. You know, I'll do like a green tea with like something. And then I won't drink coffee for a while and then I'll get on a coffee kick.
I don't
And
know
then
what
I'll
I
just
would.
go
I
nuts.
don't know what I would do if I just put down coffee, because I'd look. I get up in the morning. That's like, I want coffee.
Like I said, I go through spurts, but I also really enjoy a hot cup of tea.
I never got on that. I don't know why. I could drink iced tea. I don't drink sweet tea. I just drink iced tea.
Yeah.
Which everybody thinks I'm a psychopath for doing that, living in Texas. But
Okay, I'm going to rant about one thing. Okay. This is from the English background, and this is from being a Texan my whole life and everything. There's no such thing as unsweetened tea, people. Unsweetened tea does not exist.
I know,
You
it's just
don't
tea.
unsweeten it.
it's just tea.
It's tea or it's sweet tea. There's no process in which you take the sweetener out of the tea.
That's very true.
That one's just always bothered me. Unsweet tea. No, it's not
Just tea.
unsweet. It's tea.
Non-sweetened tea. I'm gonna start saying that.
I'm fine with that because that's the truth. But yes, I would like unsweetened tea, please. Yes, and then while you're at it, tell me how you unsweetened it. Because sweetened tea just means you dump a bunch of sugar or whatever your sweetener is, you stir it and it bonds with the water.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't have a centrifuge back there that you're slinging it around and taking the sweetener out. Even though I don't know if that would work, but I'm just saying you don't. All right, rant over. Sorry.
And you got my head spin. If you could unsweeten tea.
You need to get somebody on here who's a tea expert and see if they can unsweeten it for you.
Right.
See, this is why it's dangerous to have me on, is I'm going to talk about the most ridiculous subjects ever.
I don't care. I do it if I would be. I could spin off from anything.
I don't want to take your show over, so I'm leaving you the air to breathe, to ask the questions, or else I'll just start talking about bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cuss.
You can cuss as much as you want to, man. That ain't no big deal
Check
to
the
me.
box. Okay.
Yeah. So back to your show.
Okay.
So you talked about some of the people that you've been on. Who's your favorite interview?
God. So there's not a singular favorite. So I'm going to answer this it's not political or anything like that. This is just, Jamie Lynn Wilson's one of my favorite humans to have conversations with. People who don't know Jamie Lynn Wilson is, she's a Texas singer-songwriter, lives in South Texas. The way our interviews go, if you were literally to listen to the episodes in the order, it almost sounds like it's the same conversation happening.
Oh, really?
Because her and I, just when we see each other, we pick up wherever we left our last conversation. It's like, hey, how you doing? The kids. We do our small talk, and then we just start talking about whatever we were talking about the last time we saw each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, hey, last time we talked, we were in Key West. Did you get to go have a beer where Shel Silverstein's house was? I remember we were talking about that, and I gave you the address, and we'll just like talk about that kind of stuff. And no, I went to the bookstore, but Beverly Cleary wasn't in today. But I did get to meet her niece who was working the bookstore for her. Just things like that. We'll just start talking about it. Remember you were working on that greenhouse last time? We start talking about greenhouses and gardening. It's just one long continuous conversation. Like whenever it ends, all right, see you later, hug, bye. And then like 6 months later, we'll see her. And then it's like we just saw each other yesterday, like we're neighbors, and we just keep talking. Amazing conversation that way. Drew Kennedy is a singer-songwriter who was originally from Philly in Texas. Probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever had a conversation with. And I don't mean intelligence with arrogance. I mean just intelligent conversationalist. Like when you talk to him, you get sucked in. His storytelling is so methodical in the way he talks, and he's just such an open, happy person. Music sense. William Clark Green. I always love talking to him. Because he's an artist who went from being a small-time musician to being a relatively huge name in the business, touring all over the world, and he did it his way. He just did it his way. He didn't care what anybody told him how not to do it. He did it his way.
Have you ever talked to Cody Jinks?
Not on the podcast, but from back in the day when he was bartending at White Ellie.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know he grew up in, the Fort Worth area, because he was from Haltom or Watauga or something like that.
Yeah, he's from around that area.
Yeah, I mean, right up the road, so.
And he was a bartender. Most people don't know. He tended bar in the yards for 15 years, was playing upstairs at White Elephant when he couldn't get gigs in Fort Worth. And, I mean, we've had conversations. We've just never had him on the show. Yeah. He's a hard one to kind of track down.
He kind of did things his way as well, is why that kind of sparked that question to me.
Yeah, he did. I can remember the first time I knew that he had, like, hit it, like, big. It was at whatever the name of the venue is that's in front of the horse track in Grand Prairie. Nokia Theater, whatever they changed the name to. I think they changed it like annually. It was like Verizon Theater or something like that.
I remember all that, yeah.
But he was headlining, and Chris Christopherson opened for him. Yeah. I was like, well, that's the significant. You've made it when one of the Highwaymen opens for you.
Right.
When he's your opener, you made it. That's when I kind of knew he had made it.
Yeah.
So now I'm sure I'd have to go through like 15 publicists and managers and label to get to talk to him now, but still love to talk to him.
Oh, that'd be a fun one. That would be super fun. But yeah, that's cool, man. It's funny you were talking about how you just kind of meet up and then like 6 months you go right back into that same conversation. The other day we kind of had a mishap where the recording kind of stopped in the middle, and we had to kind of get started, and immediately I was like, what were we talking about? Like, I don't even remember. It was not even 10 minutes, and I was like, I couldn't remember.
I mean, I do that too. Whenever we do bathroom breaks on our show, I very much so pause it, and then we come back and unpause it. So you missed part of the conversation because like I might be smoking a cigarette in the backyard, and we might just still be talking for 15 minutes before we go and sit back down. But no, I get that completely. Just with Jamie, it's just different because all the years that she was on Texas Red Dirt Roads, and I would see her in the evolution of her career. And so we just talked.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily about music. It was things that we like books. Like if we were, hey, did you read this book? And then we'll spend 30 minutes talking about, an S.C. Gwynn book, or like, Empire of the Summer Moon. Like there was one time we did an episode, and I swear half of it was just about that book.
That's funny. Yeah.
We were just talking about Empire of the Summer Moon, or then it's like, talking about Shel Silverstein, like I said, or maybe we're talking about a place that we really liked vacationing at and what we liked. The same texture, the same. That's like how the conversation would go. And we just randomly talk about it, and I go, hey, we've been here for an hour. You want to play a song? I mean, that's just how it would happen. And she's, oh yeah, hold on, let me play you one. And then she'd play a song. And then you're like, that's cool. Yeah.
Man, I got to figure out, like, I had some problems with mine, with playing music. I don't know why. For some reason, I guess it's probably the software that's running.
Okay.
But it wouldn't, like, I plugged the guitar in, you could hear it through the headphones and everything really good. But then when they play, all you hear is the singing. And I was like, I don't know why it's like leaping out the guitar. So I've been micing them, where I just bring a mic over and mic, and that seems to be working. And I don't understand the difference of why being plugged in. But I am new to all this stuff. So
I run mine again. I've got my interfaces and they're not a sponsor in any way. I just learned it's the Rodecaster Pro 2 board, and I literally just do it like I'm at a gig. I run into a DI or into a tuner pedal to a DI box into the board. That's literally how I do it.
Okay.
I mean, it literally looks like you're looking down there, and I got a patch cable going from the same white tuner that everybody has. Look,
Yeah.
into a DI box, the same DI box that everybody who has a DI box has, into that, and just run XLR out to the board.
Yeah, I was just plugging it straight into that. Maybe that had something to do with it.
I'm no telling. Mine actually has a setting on it to where you mix it for vocals or an instrument.
Yeah, I mean, so does this one. It's got, mic, instrument, all that stuff on it. I don't know why it does that, but anyway, I'll figure it out one
No
day.
telling. I mean, you got a good board. Behringer's good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I got another one over there. So the black one, that one's it's 8 tracks and it separates all the tracks out, so I can go multicam. And we're working on doing that.
Yeah, I multi-track my audio. That's why it takes so long to edit.
Yeah,
is I was like, all right, let's go ahead and let's edit your vocals. Now let's edit my vocals. All right, now let's mix my vocals on both of those. All right, now let's edit your guitar. All right, let's scrap all that and let's start back over. And it will happen that way. In fact, I'm editing tonight, and that's what's going to happen. I'll probably edit for 5 hours, and then when I get done with it, I'm like, hell with it.
Yeah,
burn it all down.
Man, I just pretty much get this thing out there, let it edit out anything that I need to edit. Somebody asks me to edit something out, I'll edit it out, edit out breaks, because I just let it go, because if I stop it, it takes about 10 minutes for it to process before I can start again.
Oh, can you pause?
I don't think so.
That's what I was looking for. I don't know if you get a pause.
Yeah, I think you just got to stop. And then it's like 2 different recordings.
Oh, no.
And it's super easy to edit with this thing. So it transcribes everything for you. So it's already got everything that we're saying transcribed.
Hope I can understand my East Texas.
Yeah, it says Cleveland a lot every time I say Cleburne. It says Cleveland every time.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
But you just pretty much highlight the text and delete, and then doop, it's gone.
That's magic. It's witchcraft, sir.
Yeah.
Witchcraft. Stop it.
That's all the AI junk that they have these days.
What do you think about AI music?
Man, it's kind of weird. Some of it's pretty good, but here's the thing with AI music. It's being ripped off from somewhere, because it doesn't create. It can't. I don't think it can have the ability to really create. It's got to find something from somewhere to do it.
Yes.
So it's like, who's it ripping it off from?
I don't know. Maybe it's Otis Redding whenever they do Otis Redding singing Shots from the Double Glock. I've heard that one.
Yeah. It's pretty cool when they do all that stuff. I'm not going to lie.
I do love it, but yeah. AI released music, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. No, I don't think that should be a thing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll stop that at one day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Maybe that's just old man get off my lawn kind of a thing. It's like, I want to know who wrote this song. I want to know why they wrote this song. And I want to know what headspace they wrote this song.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
I don't want to know how many terabytes of crap you had to go through to decide that this word should follow after this word at this synchronicity at this beats per minute, because music's never that perfect until it's practiced.
Yeah. That's very true.
Right. And you said no ranting. I won't rant.
Oh, you?
I hate AI.
Yeah.
Now, I do like AI for certain things.
It can be helpful. It could get you in trouble too if you're trying to do some research, because it's just like anything else. It's just like your social media and all that stuff. It learns who you are, and it learns what you like to see, and it learns what you like to hear, and it puts that in front of you. So you can literally ask it questions, and it's going to give you an answer regardless.
Every time. Yes.
No matter what, it's going to give you an answer. And most of the time, it's going to give you the answer that you want to hear, not the actual truth either. So, taking it for what it is and saying that, okay, well, this is truth, that you got to be really careful with that. As for, receipts, what resources did you get? Because then you'll see like some of the resources are like, oh, okay, well, this is some pamphlet from 1985. That it took this from this picture of this pamphlet, and that's where it got the answer from. And
it's
I'm like,
not the truth.
What? That's not real. You know,
it's all thing. You got to have works cited. Cite your work.
Correct.
The real work. I don't want to know an opinion of somebody on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's not factual.
That's not factual. Yeah, I want receipts, like real receipts.
And that's why I want it with music too.
Yeah,
we produced this.
Right.
It is. Lead.
It is funny watching people like I guess it's a podcast or whatever. I just see reels and stuff like that. They'll be like, hey, write a song about this, this, and this, and, you know, and this kind of music. And then, you know, a few minutes later, it pops something out and it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
It is cool. But I mean,
I'm not going to listen to it every day.
it's novelty. I think it's just novelty.
Yeah, it is.
AI is not novelty because AI is going to continue to change the scientific landscape. I think the advantages of AI is the quantum computing power that we'll never be able to match. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But you still have to have some oversight. But like the music to me, AI music to me, I think it's going to be like NFTs.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I mean, who talks about NFTs now? Nobody, because NFTs were the dumbest thing in the last 15 years. Wait, you mean I'm going to pay money for something that I can't physically own and it's, and it's worth more and it's an investment? No,
yeah,
it's not.
I own this, but anybody else could go and download that image and have that image and print that image and do whatever, but you actually own it.
Yeah, it's free and you get no royalties off of it. Is this Dogecoin again? That's the way I was thinking. That's just stupid.
Yeah, for real, man. I thought that when I first heard it, I was like, and I'm very much a person. You have to make it make sense to me. And
yeah,
the NFT thing, I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And people made some money off of it, and I've seen people that are creators of NFTs and stuff like that. That's cool, man. I mean, do your thing if it makes you some money. I never got into it because I couldn't see. And I'm kind of a substance guy too. I want it. I want to be able to hold it. You know.
Yeah.
It was weird buying downloads when albums would come out and I'd buy an album off Apple Music and I'd be like, but I don't really own this, and it's just listening. And that's when Spotify started coming around. I was like, I might as well just pay my $20 and then I can listen to whatever I want.
Okay, so we're going to circle back around. So I still buy physical albums and occasionally, rarely a CD here and there. Like if that's all an artist has of the CD, but I buy. I'm on the wait list right now for the Coetzel Deluxe album that just came out.
Yeah.
Before that, I bought Parker McCollum's. Before that, I bought Stephen Wilson Jr.'s, Morgan Wade. But I go to a record shop. So I'm going to have it. But I do have Spotify and I do have Apple Music. Because I listen to both independently because both of them have little features. Everyone's like Spotify over Apple over. They both have their advantages. And I do like it for the depth of the catalog. If I just listen to random crap on a long, but if I'm at home, I want to listen to it on the record or the CD. But I'm with you. I want because if you stop paying that subscription,
it's gone.
It's gone. None of that exists if you don't pay that subscription fee. Because that's you're paying a monthly service.
Well, except Apple, I got tons of music that I bought through Apple. Tons.
Well, you still have your iTunes. I think I bought 2 Apple songs. What's the statute of limitations on downloading music? Because I LimeWired a mess out of about 25,000 songs. So my iTunes library was either CDs that I plopped into the tower, pushed in and hit upload, or it was 86,000 songs off LimeWire.
Yeah, did the same thing. I mean, I would get it off LimeWire, burn it, and then take it to Apple and put it on iTunes.
No, I would drop and drag.
Oh, really?
You could drop and drag.
I tried to do it.
No, it wasn't LimeWire. It was Kazaa. Kazaa was when you could drop and drag. Kazaa Lite.
Yeah, I did Napster, and then when Napster went away, I went to LimeWire, and God bless that computer because they probably had all the digital herpes out,
all the Trojan horses.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
every one of them.
It had so many viruses, I'm sure, just because of all this stuff. But I got to hear some really cool music that you would never be able to hear back then. The Great Divide. You weren't hearing that on the radio.
Not at that time.
And they weren't big. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I could just pick up a CD somewhere.
Oh, but you could, because there was a record store here in town that sold Texas country.
Oh, that's right.
What was her name? She had it. It was right over in that strip center across from Field Street.
Lori's Music. Yeah, I used to go there all the time. Yeah. She worked at BJ's forever.
Yes, that's right. She did work at BJ's.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I used to go in there every week and buy music.
Lori would intentionally, there towards the end, keep copies of certain CDs behind the counter for me because every 2 weeks when I got paid, I was dropping a bill. Every time, $100, $100 duckies. So when Stoney LaRue came in, or the new Kevin Fowler came out, or the new Gougers, or whoever it was came out. She'd keep a copy over there. Like, I mean, she goes, got you. She had a stack of them for me. $100. Thank you, Lori. And I'd listen to it all the way driving to wherever.
Yeah, I remember being in high school and I would trek up here to Cleburne from good old Covington, Texas. And
Covington.
Covington. At least once a week I was coming to buy an album.
Had to.
Yeah. I was in high school, so yeah, it was a lot of money back then, spending $20
a week?
Oh,
in
yeah.
high school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And I had to drive there too. In my 12 miles of the gallon pickup,
You got 12 miles to the gallon in that thing?
Sometimes.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I loved it. But it was pretty cool, man, being able to download all these songs. And then songs that weren't on albums.
Board cuts.
Just straight up, acoustic versions, live versions of that. I mean, it was the Wild Wild West.
I had a version of Jason Bowen and the Stragglers doing Dixieland Delight, which was very much a board cut.
Yep, I had that one too. Believe it or not.
Somebody call 911. We got a hoedown. For all of you listening that had that version off of LimeWire.
And what was the other one that he had? Asshole. That was another board cut, I believe, too, because you couldn't get that one anywhere.
There was also Pat Green doing It Ain't Easy Being Me, which is 100% a board cut.
Oh, I never got that one.
I'm sure it's on my my iPod Classic or something, somewhere in some box up in the attic.
Yeah,
that I probably can't turn on.
It's probably I have so many of those songs too. They're on burnt CDs. They're God knows where they are.
Dude, I used to burnt CDs, man. And when I finally had a friend who had a CD burner, I would go buy a spindle of CDs, and I would leave him the spindle. He would keep half the blanks, and I'd take half the blanks, and so that's how I got to use this computer.
Yeah, there was a kid in high school who, when he got a CD, and that's when they were super expensive, and he got a CD burner, and people would pay $5, and you just get 20 songs, give or take.
Any 20 songs?
Yeah, and then he would bring you a CD the next day with that mix CD that you created. And I was like, dude,
he's an entrepreneur.
I know, right?
What's he doing these days? Is he he got a business?
He actually, he passed away.
I didn't mean to bring up
about 10 years ago.
Sorry.
I mean, we all got to go.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if that's the entrepreneurial skills you had in high school, what are you doing now?
Right? Yeah, he passed away like 10 years ago or so.
I
don't remember the exact year, but yeah, one of those things, I guess.
Burnt CDs, man.
It's pretty crazy, though. I mean, when you think about it, and you'd say that right now to a kid, and they're like, what?
I think I saw a video where they were talking about a burned CD, and somebody was like trying to figure out, do you light? Yes, the light. And I was like, we really have gotten dumber as a society. We've gotten dumb.
Yeah, it's really funny that they just didn't understand what burning a CD is. They actually thought you were like torching it.
I mean, but I guess that was a very time period specific word to use, was burning a CD.
Probably.
Because, I mean, that's kind of what it did. It laser engraved it.
Yeah.
Digital disc.
Putting little ones and zeros in there.
By burning it, I mean, that's kind of what that I did. That sound it would make one of it.
Yeah, I remember my cousin Corey, when he had his, it wasn't even a computer. So it was this big, he was a DJ.
Okay.
So he would throw a CD in over here and a blank one in over there, then click, and it would burn it that way. It wouldn't even go through a computer. There's no telling how much that cost him back in the day, but he had to have so many CDs, and then he would burn all of his CDs too, so he didn't have to take his originals out to DJ with.
So smart.
I know, right?
You didn't have to hit a bump and scratch up.
Yeah.
Scratch up Nelly Furtado, or I don't know who it was. Natalie Imbruglia, that's who I was going to try and say.
I started doing that too, and it got easier because I grew up in the country, so it was all dirt roads. It was caliche roads, man. And just
see, that didn't exist. CD burning didn't exist. I mean, it may have existed when I was in high school, but I was in high school in the late 90s, so that wasn't a thing. CD burning wasn't until like I was in my mid-20s, early 20s to mid-20s when that was really a thing. We still did. I mean, we had CDs, but if you had a burned one, somebody's dad had a Gateway or a HP or whatever it was back in the day, Compact or whatever brand computer. I mean, we had a computer my sophomore year, And I remember getting on the internet was like going to the Mazda website.
See, we didn't even get because living in the country, it didn't even get a computer really until maybe in junior high or high school. And then we didn't get internet till I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. So
this wasn't real internet. This was dial-up.
yeah, well, dial up, yeah. So we had to, where it took you 14 hours to download a song.
And again, I wouldn't know at that point.
Try to look up, topless pictures of your favorite actress, and
No, that took 2 days.
I was gonna say you'd have to walk away.
Rendering.
All right, I could see your chin.
Oh, it's pixelated. Like Showtime back when you were a kid. Okay, well, do you remember that when cable pixelized? It didn't even really pixelate. It's just kind of like wavy.
Little wavy thing. Yeah.
What was that? I don't even know. I need to know. I need somebody to explain that technology to me, how they did that to channels. Did you ever, and this may be a little older than you, so when you would rent movies on a VHS and you would dub VHS, like you would go from one movie, like you go to Blockbuster and you rent a movie, and you'd hook another VCR up to it and play it on this one and record it on
yeah, we did that.
But some movies would have some kind of technology on the
scramble it.
It would scramble it. And I was like, what is this?
That even happened with some DVDs as well. So like you could take DVDs and have a program and it would rip the movie off and then you could just burn it onto another DVD. And but some of them you couldn't. I don't know. It was like some of it. Somebody had this crazy technology where they didn't share with anybody else.
I don't want you to use this because like the one I distinctly remember being was Wayne's World.
That's funny.
And so like the colors would go real red,
and
then they'd go real black and white. And then the picture would shimmy a little, and then it would just, and we thought it was a bad tape, so we did it again and did the exact same thing at the exact same moment. So we were like, that was bullshit.
I used to when we had like satellite, and it was the old satellite that moved, in the backyard, the great big one. We'd hook up a VCR up to that, so you'd be watching like HBO or whatever, and this movie's coming on, record, and you'd have like 3 movies on one VHS tape.
Oh, dude, I remember. It's extended play. You put it on because you had SP, EP, and LP was your 3 options. So you had SP, which was standard play, which was 120 minutes. Then you had EP, which was double that. And then you had LP, which was long.
Yeah.
But it would the quality was not good when you put it on LP.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It was just awful.
I don't remember back then because I was just thankful to have those movies to be able to watch anytime I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. And you'd always have the weirdest mix of movies, too.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have like Beethoven's Fifth, and then Navy SEALs. Yeah. And then What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Because that's the order they came on HBO.
Yeah, on HBO, yeah. You just record them. And you're like, I get to watch these later.
Jeez, this HBO.
Or if you get like a pay-per-view, stick that VHS in there.
Dude, we did that with a Tyson fight. When Tyson, was it Tyson versus Lennox Lewis? Yeah, Tyson versus Lennox Lewis.
We had a Buster Douglas one.
You had a Buster Douglas one?
Yeah.
That's awesome. But like we recorded it, and we sold copies of it for $10.
Oh, nice.
For like 2 weeks.
I didn't do that. I guess I wasn't very.
I was an adult
entrepreneur.
Too,
oh yeah, I was a little kid, but I remember watching that Tyson Buster Douglas fight, which was a crazy fight. If you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's pretty crazy because Buster Douglas was. I mean, he wasn't a bad fighter, but nobody thought he was gonna beat Tyson, and I think all of these things just kind of fell into place, and it was a fantastic fight, man.
It was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tyson got dog walked.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And we just constantly just getting what?
Yep.
Nobody thought that coming.
Yeah, and they thought Buster was washed up,
Oh, he wasn't the next fight because Riddick Bowe beat the brakes off of him.
Well, he lost like I don't know how many fights in a row at that point, but
yeah.
That was wild though.
And then Riddick Bowe got beat by Evander Holyfield. All right, we're going old school boxing here. And then Evander Holyfield lost part of his ear to Tyson.
Yep. I still have yet to see. I might have seen a reel of it, but I've never seen the entire fight.
I don't think I have either. I can tell you where I was when it happened. We were going alligator gar fishing on the Trinity River in East Texas. And we were on this lease that we used to get to go on because we would help like build fence work, cattle, that kind of stuff for them. Like we would go out there and just kind of do small things for them. And then we had access to go gar fishing. And we were driving down there and it came across the radio on, I don't know, it was probably the Eagle or something like that. And Vander Holyfield loses part of his ear to Mike Tyson, film at 11. Getting his ear off. We were like, What?
I know, it was so wild.
Because again, we're in the middle of nowhere in the country. And all you got's the radio from the truck, and you're like, what just happened?
Words you never thought you would hear.
Bit his ear, and so we didn't know. We didn't know. Did he take the whole ear off? Was it the earlobe? We didn't know. Just maybe he needed a snack. We couldn't figure.
He didn't hit his protein goal that day.
Jeez, that's terrible. That's great. How did we get on boxing?
Who knows, dude? This is.
I did not mean to sidetrack you.
Yeah, no, it's completely okay. That's what this is for, man. It's just up here talking shit, dude.
Good. Hey, I told you I ain't nothing this evening, so I'm all about talking.
No, you're doing great. Before I do forget though, I meant to have you tell everybody at the beginning, so when they first came on the podcast, they would hear how they could listen to your show.
Oh, my bad. We're like an hour into this. So yeah, if you look up Off Mic, Off the Record, I'm on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Let's cheat real quick. I'm about to do this whole cheat thing real fast.
I can't believe I forgot to say that.
Well, no, I should have. I'm the world's worst about self-promotion. What? Odd.
Yeah, I literally just post this thing to the Facebook page of the podcast, and then I share the podcast Facebook page.
That's all you should do
on the episode, and that's all I do. That's it. And then let everybody else share, whatever they want.
Yeah. Apple and Spotify are the two biggest ones, but I'm on like Podcast Addicts, Podbox, Deezers. But there's like 37 different like hosting services. Like one of them is strictly in Germany, one of them strictly in Norway, and then I'm on everything but Pandora in the U.S. And you can also go offmicofftherecord.com, I believe it is, that takes you to my website, which gives you the direct feed to whatever you want to listen to. But if you just type in Off Mic, Off the Record, look for that logo. Apple and Spotify are the two.
We got that out of the way an hour in. My bad.
No, it's good. Again, I told you I'm terrible. Yesterday, so I'm trying to remember when you said this came out. So I was one of the two MCs for the Jenkins Family Benefit 13th annual for the Charity Foundation in Fort Worth at Magnolia Motor Lounge. And my first 3 times on stage, because like we would alternate, like I would intro, he would outro, and then we would flip and he would intro and I would outro. The first 3 times on stage, I didn't even introduce myself. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, will you give it up for Joey Green, Jesse England, and Hannah Owens? Great job. Hey, let's thank our sponsors, blah, 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 blah. And hey, don't forget to tip your bartenders and servers. And when you're out there, if you want shirts. Anyway, all right, remember you used to come and walk off and they're like, you didn't say who you were. And I'm like, they know me. And they were like, but they don't. And I'm like, right.
Yeah, I never really introduced myself on this thing either. But I'm pretty sure that every episode talks, because then people always ask like, how'd you start or why'd you start this thing?
Well, good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably, I'll keep saying it till somebody probably says, you could stop saying that now. We all know.
But don't. It keeps the comicness of it alive. I have recently realized from a couple friends, one of my tens of listeners, that I say tens because I don't know how many there are. Maybe there's 20 listeners. I don't know. But they were like, hey, you talk about Caitlin Smith on every single episode. And I was like, and I've run with it since then. I'm like, yes. And I'm going to continue to talk about Caitlin Smith until she's on an episode. And a lot of people are like, well, who's Caitlin Smith? And I'm like, just go listen to her and you'll understand. Just go listen to Caitlin Smith and then you'll understand why. And then most people are like, it's just not my thing. And I'm like, never mind. Don't ever talk to me again. So now I'm on your episode talking about Caitlin Smith.
There you go. Hey,
she's a singer-songwriter.
You got to keep it live. You keep it going.
From Minneapolis, St. Paul, who is now in Nashville. And she's wrote several big hits. And she is a very good singer-songwriter. Probably one of my favorites.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully I doubt she'll hear this and then come on.
This may be the one that breaks it.
I doubt it. I thought I said that the other day on the podcast about tens of listeners.
It's the truth. I don't ever know how many. I will not look at stats. I know that sounds horrible.
I look every now and then when people start asking.
I did for a while. For like a long time, I would download did I get? When was the traction? Now I'm just like, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want to just talk to people. And so like, but then I get really bad about I won't promote the episode the right way. I'll just like throw it up on like Reels or something.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even do that. So
I'll sometimes I'll click videos. if it's funny or something like that, somebody says something funny, I'll put it out there. But 99% of the time, I'm just like, put the episode out and people, I'm like, you really listen or you're not.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way I do it.
But if you want to, listen.
Yeah. But yeah, the people have been telling me like, you got to do the reels. That's how they get the big time guys do it. You put the reel out there and then you go listen to the podcast. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get there. I was like, I'm still trying to just figure this out, the production itself, you know?
So I hope you figured it out quick because I'm 180 episodes in and I still don't get it.
Yeah, I was like,
no clue what I'm doing.
I make it really raw. It's like I've stopped in the middle of it and been like, I don't know, something happened. Click, 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 click. You know,
That's what you're supposed to do.
Just go. Like, I don't care. It's not meant to be this fabulous radio show or anything. You know, it really is it's just, you know, people talking.
All right, you want to get deep in the weeds on this subject?
We can. Let's do it.
But can we pause for a bathroom break?
And we're back.
We're back. Okay. We were getting into the weeds about, where are we going with this? About doing podcasts this way and being very, so here's my thought on it, all right? And this is going to be very opinion-laced and probably a little long-winded, but.
No worries.
Podcasts became popular because you got to hear a non-professional opinion on things when podcast first kind of came out. When I first got into podcasts, listened to it was probably like 2017, 2018, and I was listening to a lot of like my favorite murder, a lot of the true crime stuff, and then I discovered This American Life. And This American Life was like a serial style podcast where they had 14 episodes, and it was just about different things. Like, I think one season was over the guy who went AWOL at Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan, and they went and looked for him. And the second was over like Hey Lee. I don't know if you remember who Hey Lee was. It was a murder. They covered it on an HBO special, and it was a murder in Baltimore or someplace like that. And they like blamed the boyfriend for it, but there was a lot of evidence to suggest someone. So like I really got to listen to that. And it was like serial story time podcasting, very produced, very professional. Then I found Smartless.
I haven't heard of them.
So Smartless it's a couple actors and it's just very just off the cuff kind of stuff. But then I started digging into other stuff, and you made mention of the number one podcast in the world, and unscripted. Rogan's very unscripted, which again, people have different political opinions. Don't care what your political affiliation or opinion is. I think whenever you base everything out of political, you're a left or you're a right, you're just stupid, because I'm sorry, you should never 100% agree with everybody's opinions on something.
100% what you just said right there.
But people, right now we live in a world where everything's commercialized, everything's perfect production. Cap cut for TikTok, or you got to do this, and then we do filters on Instagram. Everything's got it perfect. Life ain't perfect. And I think people crave genuine human connection with genuine human topics that aren't professional. Like, we were just talking about you got the cough button, which I've always wanted to do a cough button, but at the same time, I'm like, but people cough.
That's true. Oh, you still hear it? Watch.
Okay. It's muted. So you have a cough suppressor.
Correct.
A cough suppressor. But I mean, that's the whole thing about it for me, is what attracted me to do the podcast the way I am very much, we sit down, we'll talk for maybe 30. It used to be, you'd come in, we'd sound check, and then we'd hit record, we'd go straight to business. And then I realized you kind of miss some stuff. So now when you come over to my house, you sit down, we have coffee, we may sit on the back porch, whatever, pet the dogs for a few minutes. All right, just cool, kind of get to know each other for a few minutes. All right, then we go and we start in the middle of the conversation, because I think it's more genuine that way. And I'll pause it when we go to commercial break, and I'll edit out if somebody says something, no, that didn't sound right. I'll do that. But for the most part, just keep it normal and basic, because I think that's what people want to hear is just genuine conversations. For me, it started with the conversations I would overhear being in a room in Steamboat or something like that. And that's what intrigued me, is I got to hear two people just have a conversation. And then I started having those conversations, but they weren't recorded. And then I was like, this is kind of what people just want to know. Because for mine's very pigeonholed, music professional. So a lot of those artists, when they get in front of a microphone, they don't realize they're doing it, or it's pre-practice. You have answers that you're supposed to give and things you're supposed to say. I don't want to talk about the pre-scripted things that you've already said, because anyone can go look that up on an NPR interview or whatever. Let the pros be the pros, right? I'm not saying I agree with what the pros do, because I think journalism these days is not the same as it was whenever I went to school to be in journalism, but we won't get into that and what happened in 2012. If anybody wants to know, I think 2012 was the first introduction of it, but journalism completely changed.
Yep.
People just crave genuine, normal things. I think that's why AI is going to be such a great tool for us in the way that the grand scheme of things work. Healthcare, diagnosis, investigating, things that it matters for. But I think in everyday life, I want to hear you say the wrong word.
Yeah, right.
I want to hear, because that's going to give me an insight into you. And it's not like I'm going to judge you because you said the wrong word. It's like, and it made me think, why did you choose that word? I want to know why you thought that way.
Yeah.
I'm an inquisitive person.
Me too.
I always want to hear and learn because, for my listeners, they hear it all the time. Not only am I in the middle of doing a podcast, I also co-write music with a few artists here and there. Nobody big, nothing. Austin Upchurch, Jeff Grossman, Andrew Sevener. A lot of local guys. We've recorded music, and I'm not downplaying it because it's some damn good music we wrote, in my opinion. It's tooting my own horn. But also, I write all the time, and I'm in the middle of trying to write. An obscene number of books, and that's where I get my perspective from.
Mm-hmm.
Like character development is the differences in people. It's understanding the human connection. So to me, that's why a podcast should stay raw.
Yeah.
You want to do some soundproofing in the room to make it sound the best it can. By all means, do it. You want the best gear? By all means, do that. Keep your approach simple. People crave genuine. People want to hear the real thing because if you want to hear scripted things, that's what you turn the news on for.
Yeah, that's true.
Rant over.
I'll probably never fix that howling that comes through here.
I kind of like it.
I know. My wife said I should have called it the howling hour, but I was like, we rarely go an hour. It's always longer.
But I do like it. It kind of lends credence to what's going on. And if you do one like it's real windy outside,
oh man,
like Halloween night,
man. Sometimes when it gets really windy, you can hear it in the other room. That's how bad it gets.
You are on a hill in the middle of just open plain.
Yeah, it's just open plain, like right here.
And you got highway on that side by about quarter mile maybe,
Yeah.
And then you got airport right there.
I'm wondering if when the houses get built, if it's gonna,
it'll change it.
It'll probably change it a little bit.
But that's what's going in back here. Is housing addition.
Mm-hmm.
Progress, babe.
Yeah.
Progress, baby. Everywhere. It's always building, always going on. That's why I like where I'm at. There's no building going on around us. Everybody has land and wants it to stay that way.
Yeah, I like my house too because I don't have backyard neighbors, and it's just a creek. And then there's like a business, and there's a highway and other stuff. But
okay,
I get to see all sorts of cool. We have a real problem with hawks because we feed the birds and stuff like that. So
yes,
yeah, we see squirrels. We've got to see so many different birds that are just like wood ducks that have come back there, whistling ducks back there. We had a blue heron that nested back there.
Huh? A blue heron?
Dude, I was mowing my backyard, and all I saw was this gigantic shadow start to fly over me, and I don't know what happened. I just hit the ground.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, it was something in my DNA was just like, you better hit the dirt really fast right now.
And
I did. Yeah, and I was like, oh. And then I saw that it was just this gigantic blue heron, but it had babies and everything back there, so we got to see the babies and it was freaking crazy.
Please tell me you took pictures of all that.
I did not get pictures of the blue heron, but we've got some pictures of like the ducks and stuff like that. That's cool. And some sand cranes and some other cool stuff. Yeah.
We're doing, so we fenced in a half acre of our backyard with a privacy fence. Shout out to Cleveland Fence did it. They did a fantastic job. It's like a big 6-foot privacy fence. It wasn't cheap. We won't talk about how much it cost.
Yeah, I know how much they cost.
It was ridiculous how much it cost. But we got grandbabies that running around, and I got the backyard stuff for the grandbabies. But when you're sitting at the kitchen window, so our house is kind of oriented toward the back of the house faces east-southeast. So you get to see the sun come up there, and in the corner of the fence where we have like a green space where we have I don't cut the grass or anything, but we're about to do some planted cactuses and do like actual native plants back there because we get birds back there like crazy. And I thought about it, and I shouldn't say this out loud, but I'm speaking into the universe. I was just going to set up a video and do time lapse and put it on YouTube.
Oh, there you go.
Of just the wildlife that comes to our backyard.
That would be freaking cool.
Because there's hawks that come back there, got crows that come visit all the time, dude.
I have to show you this picture of this hawk that came on our fence the other day, and it's the biggest freaking hawk I've ever seen.
I believe it. We get hawks, but there's also neighbors behind us have chickens too. So there's some chicken hawks that come back there.
So sorry, it's through a screen because we have to keep the bugs out.
That thing's big.
Dude, it was at least 18 inches tall.
That thing's big for a hog.
I thought it was a freaking eagle at first.
He called fat bird, dude.
He eats well.
He ain't starving for a meal. But we wanted to do that, and I thought about just setting it up and doing just YouTube because we are far enough away from the interstate that might on a still night maybe hear an 18-wheeler. But you'll hear it from Highway 4 because we're not directly on Highway 4, but coyotes nonstop. Nonstop. We even had spottings of a mountain lion out there.
Ooh.
Caught on 3 different trail cams.
Nice.
A good couple miles away from us. I didn't leave the dogs outside.
I was going to say, just be careful about your dogs.
No.
And the chickens.
No, I think one of the sheep behind us disappeared, and I'm pretty sure that's probably where that puppy went.
Those things don't mess around.
Because we were in the backyard one night, and my dogs got really quiet, and they normally don't get quiet, and they got quiet.
You know, I don't judge people that have house cats or anything like that. I don't think I will ever have a house cat. I don't mind feeding the strays out. We feed the strays outside to keep mice and stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly,
which is smart. You need to.
I think that they are trying to figure out how they can kill you.
Cats?
If you have a house cat, they're like, if I was just a little bit bigger.
I mean, yeah. What about those people that have what are the big cats? Maine Coons? Have you ever seen the Maine Coon cats? The people that have, they're like the size of like a medium-sized dog.
I know.
I don't want one. They're cool.
And that's fun. I will pet cats all day long. Love cats. I love all animals. But I just I don't know, man. Those are murder machines.
Dude, they are. And they bring you gifts, too.
Yeah, I know.
Look at all the rats I killed for you. Feed me.
Yeah, we have this black cat that comes up, and it is not scared of us at all. Next thing you know, we'll just be sitting on the porch, talking and stuff like that. And I'll look over and I'll be like, do you feel like you're being watched? And my wife will be like, why? And I'm like, the black cat's right, just
looking at
you. Looking at us. And
what are you doing?
Man, it's come up and eat, 10 feet from us, 5 feet from us. And the dogs are outside too, just laying down. And dude.
My mom had a cat.
Not scared at all.
My mom always has had cats, and one of her cats, one time I saw attack a full-size, I don't know, some kind of mixed breed dog, just went ham on this dog. Dog came on the property, and this cat said, right on its neck, and I was like, oh, my. Done. Dog didn't want none of that cat. I was like, you're 55 times the size of this cat, and it just whooped you like it was nothing. And that cat just went flying through the air, claws out, right on the neck. That dog, nope. Wow. Gone.
I know, man. That's crazy. It's nuts. Like I said, I don't have anything against them. I don't think I want one in my house.
Cat wouldn't do well with my dogs. My dogs are too
mean,
rambunctious.
Yeah.
They're not mean. They're just, let's play.
Yeah. Mine are very laid back now. I like that.
Our older dog is, because she's older. I mean, she's probably 13, 14 years old. Another one, she's still up. Like I said, she's about 3.5 years old, but she's still up.
Well, my lab's 11, and she's still got puppy in her. So she's still, man, you bring out that tennis ball. It's balls to the wall.
She's going to go. Do you get one of those tennis ball launchers? Have you seen those as self-feeders?
I have. Thought about getting her one of those, especially when she was younger, because she was just nonstop. She just wanted to play constantly. Now, I mean, basically you throw it a few times and she's done hurt herself because she goes 90 to nothing after that ball. Like that's her favorite thing in the world. And then she comes limping up. Because she's old, that I'm like, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, bursitis. Big dogs get bursitis in the hips really bad.
Yeah.
Is your dog, when she sits on her hind legs, does she sit on her side or does she sit flat?
Both. She kind of just moves.
Because I know, like, our older dog, she always sits on one hip, and I'm always worried about her having like hip dysplasia and stuff from that.
Yeah.
Because she will not just sit on her hind legs. My shepherd, she goes straight on her hind legs and will sit proper. And I'm like, okay, good, because you weigh too much to be sitting on one leg or the other. But then she also will take off like a missile. Wow. Like you're talking about, just run everywhere. And I'm like, break a leg one of these days, dog.
Oh, when Dixie takes off, dude, that 90 pounds gets them moving so fast. And she's big, and she knows she's big. Or she doesn't know she's big. She thinks she's a lap dog. But I guess when she's in that aspect, she's like, there's nothing that could stop. She will barrel through anything. She'll knock plants off the porch. Like, I mean.
Yeah, that's a big dog thing. Ours, it's funny because, like, whenever I'll have them in the outside kennel, and it's a big kennel, like I said, it's pretty massive. And whenever we're bringing him into the house, like, because they don't always stay out there. It's just, whenever certain things, because they're escape artists, so you can't leave them in the regular backyard by themselves, or they'll eat the fence and go out the wooden fence. So she'll take off, and she hit one of the like metal benches in the backyard one time at full speed and like hip checked it and barrel rolled for like 10 feet. She was like running, she smacked it, and she's like, she whimpered for like 10 seconds and got up and took off sprinting again. I'm like, you're gonna hit the kid's play set or something, something that don't move, and that's it.
They're really resilient.
They are.
I mean, it's funny. Like every time my dog, she'll hit her head really hard on something, and my wife will be like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I'm like, she didn't feel that at all.
Shakes it off.
I mean, just
does that full body
right
back, shake it off, and they're like, "Okay, we're good."
Right back to who she, and it's so nuts.
Just going ham all the time. I love dogs.
I do too.
I love a good dog that's just going to come up and just look at you, because the way they look at you every single day is, hey, you're here. Oh, I'm so happy. You're not mad about anything. Cool. I want to hang out with you.
Right. You're their entire world.
Everything. They're the greatest. Well, both my dogs are shits too, so they will eat everything.
Mine are pretty respectful. Dixie, even when she was a puppy, was a lab, she would like come show up with a tennis shoe, and I'd be like, "Hey, that's not yours," and then she'd be like, "Okay." She'd get the other one. I'm like, "That's not yours either." She's, Jesus Christ, what
what belongs to me?
What belongs to me around here? But she would never go back to those shoes again. Like I said, she wouldn't go back to that one, and then she'd go to the other one. And I'm like, no. So basically I had to say, like, no, these are not yours. These are yours. These are your toys. These are my things. And then she's like, all right, I got it. Whatever.
No, not my dog. Agatha, my older dog, whenever she would get bored, she once ate through the braided steel cable on our grill. She got bored.
Well, probably tasted good.
It's metal, steel. Like, I'm talking about the one that goes from the tank up the... It's braided steel. Bathroom break couldn't have felt fun at all. Let's get us back on track, sir.
All right,
I'm just talking random crap now.
Oh, me too. Sorry. Go down rabbit holes. Oh, all right. So we were talking about podcasting. I agree with you about the rawness of it, because people on here, there was a guy on here, and a buddy of mine, and he's on a board that's here in town. Of course, they only meet like twice a year, and he knew the acronym. And I was like, what's that stand for people that don't know? And he was like, and had to look it up. And
fair.
And I was like, he was like, you're going to have to edit this out. And I was like, oh, man. I was like,
when I say stupid stuff, I want it left in.
Dude, I keep it all in. I do very little editing with this. Again, I need to learn more things so I could get down what you were talking about, like where the sound part is.
What do you edit in?
At Descript.
Okay. GarageBand.
Okay. GarageBand's, I think, on this thing.
I mix in GarageBand. I master in Pro Tools.
Okay.
Well, it's like the free version of Pro Tools, like the old school free version. But GarageBand, it's basic.
So, I got a computer from my coach that teaches the BJJ course. Like I said before, that I'm not doing it at the moment, but BJJloan.com, by the way, is his company. Reach out for him for your residential loan needs. He gave me a computer. I'm working on building it up, and hopefully, like I was saying, like do local recording and then mix it on a program.
Yeah.
It's an old gaming computer, so
should have the bandwidth.
Should be good.
Whatever the term is, I said bandwidth. I don't know what the actual term is. Memory.
It's got a lot of RAM and stuff.
RAM. There we go.
So I just got to get like a hard drive, and then I'll probably get an external hard drive so I can just switch that out for the local exports.
Greatest thing ever.
Recording.
So I had a screw up one time where I lost a couple episodes. I was doing it all on just with the same memory card, but now I'm multi-track to my card, to the card that goes into my board, and then to my laptop also. And then in my laptop, when I finish part, it dumps onto my external, so I always have a finished product on my external.
There we go. So I was thinking kind of the same thing. I was looking at there's external hard drives where it's dual recording.
Mhm.
So no matter what, you got a backup. So if one goes out,
That's the way mine is.
You
So
have
it's I use the memory card mostly, but then I'm actually plugged into my laptop, and my laptop's steadily pulling it, and then Apple Time Machine. Whenever I don't need it, I just go back and
yeah.
get rid of it. Once I'm done with it, and that way it's not chewing memory up there.
And all the thank yous that are on the first of my podcasts that I usually put out there, it's nobody's really giving me any money or anything. It's just they've donated time or let me borrow things. Like I'm borrowing this computer here because I didn't have $2,500 to go spend on a computer.
Good.
And
Horse trading is the best way to do it, man. I know it
so-
sounds terrible, but horse trading for sponsors is the best way to work.
And so I'm using this. The same guy that's let me borrow this is the one that's working on the computer to get it, up to snuff to be able to do the
Nice.
things we want to do. But I just didn't want to have to worry about the internet because it's web-based recording. And so like the internet goes out, it's like, now got to reschedule everything and do this and do that. And then if you have a hiccup, it's like, okay, now we got to wait 10 minutes for this thing to process and then start recording again.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I'm learning as I'm going. And it's a lot. God, it's so much, dude. I've spent so many hours researching because I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm. You should. I'm a nerd that way too.
And I bought things already and been like, well, this is pointless.
Cloud lifter microphone volume controls for the person. It's more trouble than it's worth. It's like a little Behringer box right here,
Mhm.
like with a knob to control your own gain. It's the most pointless thing I own. I haven't used them in like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just like, I'll talk to you. You like the volume on the board? Cool. There we go. Instead of having this little thing that's even one more part to go wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you got to plug a 1/4 inch into it, and from a 1/4 inch to your headphones, it's too much hassle.
Because I thought about that too. So my wife comes up here sometimes to help produce, but you could take a minuscule of what I know, and that's what she knows. I mean, so I have to tell her how to do everything. But I wanted to at least get like headphone, where you kind of control your own headphones a little bit.
You've already got a better like swing arm than I do and all this kind of stuff. So you can get some, I think, that are built in or like they're like attached to it. Mine was literally a little Behringer battery operated thing. You put a AAA and you slide the cover back on, and then it's like meant to be clipped under your belt.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was a terrible investment. Horrible investment. So I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's just what I've been going with. Just learning a little bit here, learning a little bit there, and I'm very much a person that I want things to be, again, sound good at least.
Oh yeah.
I don't, whatever my dumbass says or anybody else that's up here and says something and messes up, I'm not gonna edit that out. It is what it is. We're all human beings and we're all flawed, and that's how it is. But I do want the production to be nice and easy on the eyes for people.
It looks pretty good so far. That's pretty clear.
It's not bad, man. And this is only 1080 too. I got a 4K one, but honestly, it only records in 1080, so that's all I can put out.
Does YouTube even do 4K?
They do, but this program or whatever will only push 1080, and that's it. And it's funny when I try to do a local export for the video. It's, what do you want it in 4 whatever 8 this or 1080, and you put 1080 and it's like, all right, I'll see you in 10 hours. It's like, what? It's a 2-hour video. It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty wild. I'm not quite to the video portion yet. I will eventually. Like I said, that's in the 5-year plan. It was actually supposed to happen a couple of years ago, but different, life happens. But we'll eventually do it. I want to do like a tri-camera setup.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, the multicam. So when you're talking, it shows you, and I'm talking, it shows me. And then if we stop talking, or if we're both talking together, it kind of pulls out to that wide shot.
There used to be a program, or an entire set of them. I've been sitting here mulling over trying to remember the name that did that. Because we used it on the Sunday show. And it was just a 3-camera setup. Did it with iPhones. You'd have a Sony, like this would be a Sony, the standard, whatever cinematic camera, and then you'd have 2 iPhones on the side. I don't remember what it was called, but it's completely obsolete now.
Oh, wow.
And it literally you could sit there and do camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, have a board op do it, or it would do like you're talking about.
It's kind of crazy now when you put with the separate tracks and stuff like that, you can just assign the camera to the track.
Can you really?
Yeah. So
I'm so far behind.
It knows when you're talking. It's just gonna. So if you're doing a live show, there is no editing. It just, bink, goes to you, bink, goes to me.
See, I'm so old. I don't even keep up with that kind of technology.
Of course, I don't know what program that is, but there's lots of podcasts that have it.
So if you're out there listening and you want to throw a bone,
yeah, no joke, hit me up.
Hit Joey up. Let him know. Let him know what's going on.
The jmexchange@gmail.com.
Oh, you're fancy. I like that.
I can't believe that email wasn't taken.
What was your first email address?
Joey_Mims@yahoo.com, and I still have it.
That's a good one.
I don't, I mean, I get thousands and thousands of messages every single day. I don't even check my email anymore. I just search for emails.
I should probably do that too. I think there's 39,000 unread. But that's also 4 email accounts. Because I still have my college email when college used to assign you an email.
Oh, yeah.
You only had like so many characters and like, okay, here's your email address. You can adjust 8 characters. And so you'd adjust the 8 characters. Go, that's my email address. I still use that. And then I've got other ones I've created over the years. I've got my throwaway email account that whenever I'm buying something from a website that I'm only going to use once, I use that email account.
Yeah, that's what I think the one I just said on here is going to go towards. I had to change like all my stuff so I can just be like, man, that's just that it is what it is because it's so bad. I used to go every single day and delete all the messages.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, I use it as an email.
Well, yeah, I guess at this point I'm like,
no, I think when I went and unsubscribed through all those things that it made it worse, and I started getting double emails and triple emails.
I swear it happens.
And I was like, I'm done. I'm just searching for emails from now on. Like if you email me something, you have to text me and tell me, hey, I emailed you something.
So hold on.
How ridiculous is that?
I have to message you. I just tell people, get a hold of me on socials.
Yeah, that works too. But
but then I also don't check my socials.
Now my podcast email is brand new, so I've got like 14 emails in there.
Score. I'm going to send you one tonight just because. Just so I can send you an email, and I'm going to text you and be like, hey, I sent you an email.
I'll check it.
And I'll try and find something ridiculous. I'll send you like a picture of a guitar or something.
That'll work.
Maybe I'll send you a picture of like a hawk in the backyard.
Yeah, do it.
A fine one. Oh, we got a strawberry moon tonight, by the way. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Strawberry moon at 9 p.m. tonight.
Ooh, what time is it?
We still got
We got like an hour and a half.
But it's supposed to be strawberry moon tonight.
That's cool, man. I remember the last one that came through. It was nuts. It was probably about a decade ago or so, maybe a little longer than that. But I remember driving, and I just looked over, and the moon was huge too, by the way. Like, and it was bright red. And I was like, I thought it was, I was like, oh, we're definitely in a simulation. You know what I mean? I was like, what's going on?
It's either a simulation or this is the end times.
Right. It was wild. And then next thing you know, like 30 minutes later, it was just like the moon in the sky again, but it was bright red. I mean, or pinkish color at that point, but it was wild looking.
Yeah. And I love how every year everyone's like, oh, this is this, and this is, that's not the real thing. The real strawberry moon's every few years. It's certain lunar cycles, certain angle of the earth, all that. It's like, they always talk about, it's a super moon. Yeah. So it's full.
Right.
People overstate what it is. No, it's a full moon. That's what a full moon looks like.
And sometimes it's brighter than other times. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
But it's not always a strawberry moon.
Dude, do you remember the eclipse that happened not so long?
Dude, I was
a couple years ago.
Work, and we went outside.
It was pitch dark.
And quiet.
Yeah.
Scary quiet.
Oh, dude, all the birds just, beep. I mean, it was wild.
Could you imagine if you were a bird in a tree and that happened? What were you thinking?
Yeah, I know, man.
Hey, where'd you go? I don't know what's going on.
And then
that thing that's always bright.
And then 2 minutes later, it's bright again.
Oh, wait, it's back. Oh, that was weird.
It's like I imagine like all the birds outside felt like what it was like to live in a house. When somebody just like
close the blinds.
Yeah, close the blinds or cuts the light off or puts the cover over the cage.
Oh, putting the cover over the cage. My grandmother had parakeets, and she used to do that.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they get too loud, she put the cover over the cage.
I've never
get quiet.
Never had a bird. I always wanted a macaw.
They seem to be a lot of work.
I mean, if I get one now, I'm definitely gonna have to will it to somebody because they live to like hundreds of years old.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Didn't know they lived that long.
I dated a girl that had a macaw for a little bit of time. They were watching, and it was wild, dude. That thing would drink beer and whiskey with you, and it would just chill. Like, it would come out of its, you leave the door open, it would just kind of like walk up on the ground, hop up on the couch with you and eat Cheetos when you're watching TV.
What?
It was nuts, dude. It was like the coolest thing ever.
Do they talk? Macaws talk?
Oh, yeah. His name was Bird, and he would always, Bird?
Would he cuss at you?
He did not cuss. And I'm very shocked that he didn't.
He didn't learn the vernacular yet.
As many curse words as it probably heard.
That's nutty, dude.
Especially us. But we come up and, you walk in the refrigerator and you on a beer and it'd go,
Okay.
You bring a glass of whiskey, Coke over there, and it would take a little taste. It was nuts.
I never knew that, dude. That's so awesome.
And they're huge birds, man. I mean, it bit my finger once, and it didn't bite me that hard, but it did bite me enough to where it bit me behind the nail over here.
Mm-hmm.
And when my nail grew out, it had a hole in it.
So it got you in the nail bed?
Yeah, it was wild. And he told me, her dad was like, if you want him to get him to be nice to you, he goes, you got to get to where he can trust you. He goes, just walk up to the cage and stick your tongue out and let him lick your tongue. And I was like, did you see what he did to my finger? And he was like, I promise you, if you do this, he'll trust you. And I did it. And he was right. I thought he was going to bite my damn tongue off.
No,
I was so scared.
Can't do it.
So scared. He came up and he did. He licked my tongue. And after that, it was like we were best buddies. No joke.
I don't know how you did that, because I could not have the intestinal fortitude to do that.
It took everything in me to stand there not feeling scared.
No.
And do it.
It's a bird beak. No.
I did it. I was so scared. I had a couple drinks in me. But
okay, liquid courage.
That was wild.
I mean, maybe after 7 or 8. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still not touching the electric fence.
Oh, God. Countless times doing that. I've made lots of bad decisions, brother.
I have too. I just like to pretend it didn't happen.
Nah, man, I own up to every single one. There's a reason when people say that, the few people that do say that I have wisdom, I'm like, yeah, it's because I've done a lot of stupid shit.
Isn't that how life's supposed to be? You got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah. And I've been that way, man. My entire life, like I say with this thing, I just kind of jumped in with, both feet like you did. Of course, I didn't have all the prior experience before, besides just jawing to random people at any time.
I don't know how much it really helped, because a lot of it, what I thought would help didn't help. Because like I said, I tried to plan it too much, and I tried to make it too professional, and let's make sure it fits in this box, in this category, and it's this long, and we talk for 15 minutes, then we play a song, and then we talk for 20. I'm throwing all that out the window.
Yeah, when I had Tony Cox on yesterday, and I was like, why don't you just start playing a song? Like, that'd be cool. Just come on, like, playing something, and then we talked for a while, and then I was like, do you want to play? I don't know. It was just whatever I feel like at the time. I just ask questions, and I never come with the table with, I'm seriously writing down times with this pad.
That's fine. I have 3 questions. That's all I ever write down.
I don't even write any.
And it's the same 3 questions I ask every time.
I think it's funny when people show up here and they're like, so what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
We can find something.
There's some people that have agendas.
Oh, yeah, it's true. And most people that I do get down here, obviously, we're talking about either their business or, their charity that they're doing and stuff like that. But it always turns into just BS because, I mean, yeah, you could talk a lot about your charities and this and that. But honestly, I feel like the getting to know you part is what's real important.
Mm-hmm.
For if you want to use their product or donate to their charity or what they're really doing, you get a real feel of who they are.
Oh, because everyone lets their guard down when you BS.
Oh yeah, and it's really hard to do that for more than a couple hours too.
What is it they say? Is it double your age is how long you can keep a mask on for? How many minutes? I've heard that before. Man, I could be lying. I could be mixing up 2 like things.
I just don't wear one.
No.
It's just me. I'm just me all the time.
I'm too dumb to wear a mask. I mean, everybody puts their best self forward, but I mean,
That's true. I mean, I try to, but I mean, I try to do that with everything.
man, but I mean, it's like, I'm never going to name names, but there have been 2 different musicians I've had on. The conversation before we hit record versus the conversation when we hit record, it was 2 different people.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, that's weird because I would have been like, I would have said something because I told you I'm an idiot. So I'd have been like, why were you different before?
but like, I'm looking at it and I'm like trying to figure them out. And I'm like, explain.
I feel like fighters can be that way because
They have to be.
you know, because they have that persona, you know, that they
You
put
have
on.
to.
And then you have like the person before the fight and then after the fight, which are always 2 different people because you're trying to sell the fight first, you know, so you're talking shit and you're doing all this stuff. And
That's
saying
about
all this,
emotions,
and
man.
and then they get in there and it's just like completely different person. And so maybe they feel like they need to do that. I don't know. To me, it's just somebody that's just their genuine self all the time. Those are my people.
That's it. It should be. Everyone should be.
And I agree. And that's the way I am, man. I'm going to cut up. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to find the jokey jokes, you know.
There's not enough humor in the world right now.
Yeah, I agree. And it is what it is. And people may like me or they may hate me, and that's fine. Everybody, like I said, is entitled to their own opinion. I don't really care. It is what it is. I will always I will always respect you unless you do something that doesn't deserve it.
Fair.
And
That's the way it should be.
And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just pretty much me all the time.
What's the best fight you've ever watched?
Ooh, man, I don't know, dude. That Gaethje
fight?
that Gaethje Zapora fight was freaking awesome, dude.
I thought he was done in the second. I thought Gaethje was done.
I thought
Like,
he was
really
too.
did.
I thought
like,
he was
that's
too.
it. That's it.
So funny story. Cash was like, my stepson was like, Tapora first round's gonna knock him out, and I was like, I think Gaethje's gonna knock him out in the 4th round. So I was definitely
called the round.
I definitely did call the round. Didn't knock him out, TKO, but
Yeah, dude, you
like,
didn't answer the bell. That's worse.
close enough though.
That's worse. You don't answer the bell.
Yeah.
That's a hard one when you don't answer.
Mm-hmm. And but man, I knew that he had taken the vision from that one eye, and
Oh, you could tell immediately.
and then he hit him in that 4th round in the other eye, and you could see something pop out of his head. And I was like, oh, he just broke his face. I was like, if he comes back for the 5th round, I was like, I will be shocked. I was like, that would be the toughest guy I've ever met or ever seen before, because he can't see out of either eye at that point. And then sure enough, they called it. He could not see out of either eye.
Yeah, but the fact that he made it through that 3rd.
Dude, man, Justin took some body shots that it sounded like a truck hit him. Dude, that was a very, very entertaining fight.
That was a good one. I always like to talk about the GSP versus Bisping fight.
That was a good one. I honestly, dude, I just love watching GSP fight because he was freaking awesome.
One of the best ever.
Yes,
You knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what he was going to do.
And he's just a straight up like martial artist. You know what I'm saying? Like he studies and studies and studies and studies and studies.
Manically studies.
Yes, it's insane. But man, I remember like him and Matt Hughes fighting. Those were good fights, dude.
Josh Koscheck.
Dude, those fights back
Diaz
in
fight.
the day. Oh yeah, dude.
Diaz fight.
Diaz.
That was a tough fight.
Dude. Man.
Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
I can name you every GSP fight. I watched all of them multiple times.
I have not seen all of them, but I've seen a lot of them because I loved watching that guy fight. And still watching him online today. You know, he's still all there. He's still training. He still trains like
at
every
an
day.
elite level training.
No, man, he could probably step in the ring tomorrow.
100%.
I mean, he is definitely one of the GOATs. Mighty Mouse is another one, dude.
Mighty Mouse.
Another one of the GOATs. He's the guy that was like, hey, you can't discount these little guys. I mean, amazing. And then you got John Jones. John Jones is extremely skilled fighter, and he's also very smart.
Crazy intelligent.
You know, and everybody gives him a hard time because, you know, he trained for a fight and the guy got injured and fell out and wouldn't fight another guy. And he was like, no, I trained for this fighter.
Yeah, that's smart.
And that you know what? I have to give it to him because that's what champions do.
Yeah, you take away some of the cocaine and PED stuff,
Yeah,
I'll be
dude.
a lot more on
Think
board.
about this. He beat some pretty elite people and didn't train. He was not showing up to the gym. He, you know, showing up once or twice during a 6-week camp
Yeah.
and then dominating.
Oh, there's no doubt his athleticism. I just wish there wasn't so much scandal.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish he wouldn't hit under the ring for 6 hours trying to avoid peeing in a cup once.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that was true. But
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, I mean, it's just coke, whatever.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That's very true. Have you seen his new protege fight yet?
Mm-mm.
Gable Stevenson or Gable
Mm-mm.
Stevens. Dude, so he won the gold in wrestling at the Olympics.
Okay.
And now he's fighting and he's heavyweight and he moves like a welterweight, dude.
That's
Insane. He straight up rope ring, knocks the guy out, flat-footed, jumps over and lands on the other side like he was a deer or something.
Like on the apron?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Fucking insane, dude. And he's got that athleticism, and now he's training with John Jones. And hopefully he doesn't take his vices and stuff like that
Let's
and
hope
his
not.
demons, but the guy's
So if he's training with John Jones, that means he's working probably with Greg Jackson and and Winklejohn at theirs. I used to tell everybody as soon as I would figure out that somebody was fighting out of their camp, out of Winklejohn and out of their camp, it's like that's my money's on them.
yeah.
I said if you're fighting out of that camp and those are your trainers, that's who's running your camp. Yeah, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
90% of the time because they always have the elites.
So when the UFC takes that guy on, they haven't taken him on yet. He's not fought in the UFC yet. He's still kind of in his amateur thing.
Okay.
But dude, he's gonna be dangerous. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
take it.
super dangerous.
I haven't kept up with it as much as I used to. Like the era between like 06 and 2012, I didn't miss a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way.
I watched all of it because that was GSP heyday, Vanderlei Silva, you know,
Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell. You had just stacked. Like anybody could win at any time. I mean, welterweight division at that time was probably the deepest it ever was. You went over John Fitch as like number 5, and John Fitch should have been a champion. If you'd have taken John Fitch and wiped away the 4 people ahead of him, he would have been champion forever.
Oh, yeah.
But then you had Carlos Condit, and
but
the
you
Diaz
had all these
brother,
guys,
and
man.
you had people like Dennis Seaver that were hiding out that could go between weight classes, and that's one of those people. Everyone always discounted was Dennis Seaver.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
It's, you know, it's really exciting now too that I think, because I mean, you got these guys, the guys that are growing up, they're growing up learning MMA now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
You didn't grow up with the discipline.
correct. It's totally different, and
It's just turned into an MMA podcast.
that's it, I don't care. But you know, I mean, just growing up different, and then you got a champion, and then they lose, and then they build their way back up and become champion, and you know what I'm saying? And it's been that way, and you never know who's going to be. It is cool now that it's like undisputed champion. That's like, dang, that means they defended it, you know, and that actually means something. And I don't know, man, it's just crazy. And then you got the guys with experience that still show back up at the top, you know, like
Tony Ferguson,
you know, Gaethje. I mean,
Gaethje.
there you go again.
Sugar Sean.
Yeah, Sugar Sean came back too. You know, I mean, and
Did not have him winning that fight.
It's exciting. I did. Yeah.
I wanted him to, but I didn't. I was like,
I had him winning it. Dude, what do you think about Josh Hawkins?
Josh Hogan. It's a character.
I know it is.
It's a character. That's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. He's playing a heel.
Mm-hmm.
His character is a heel from wrestling. For those that
Yeah.
don't know, in wrestling, you have baby faces and you have heels. He is a heel. It is a character. It is a persona. He just happens to be an extremely talented fighter also.
Yeah.
And he has found a way to push the buttons because just because you hate him doesn't mean he's not popular.
That's true.
And that was the first time I've ever seen him fight, and I was like, he's skilled.
Dude, it was funny. There was so many videos that I saw was like, I don't know why I didn't finish the armbar. All he had to do was raise his hips. And anybody that's ever watched any fight knows how to do or most people, I should say, not everybody, but most people know you got to raise your hips to get the armbar in, to get that bone to where it's bending to where it don't feel good. You
get that flexing.
And he was trolling. He was trolling.
Yeah.
I mean, because the moment he was like, and then immediately looked over and started smiling. I mean, he was trolling. I knew he was, as soon as I saw that smile, I was like, dude, he's going to get up and he's going to show that he can stand up too. And he did. That's exactly what he did.
I think he's going to get too big of a head at some point, though.
I'm sure. And
that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not a martial artist, a fighter. I'm just somebody who enjoyed watching it for many years. And I think it's going to get to him a little bit.
Yeah, and also we're not sitting down at a podcast with him either to know what goes through his mind every second of every day. He could be like super, dedicated, and then like in front of the camera is just a complete ham.
That weigh-in, all the trash talking he was doing at the weigh-in, where he just started trash talking every single person on the panel. Who was it? He was going off about marrying a prostitute or something, and I was like, and I was just like, this is greatness. And I was like, he's trolling everybody, and he doesn't care. Yeah. See, that was the thing. I used to love Chael Sonnen because Chael Sonnen was a character. I'm the greatest ever. That was an act.
Yeah.
He just happened to be an extremely talented mixed martial artist. He was good. Was he the best ever? No. He knows he wasn't, but was he really, 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 really good?
He knew that.
He knew how good he was. He knew what his flaws were, but man, he was a character. And I loved it. I mean, Conor McGregor, he hams it up for the camera.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Dustin Poirier did it. Mm-hmm. He hammed it up for the camera. But, I mean, when you're at that level, you kind of have to.
You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it. It's funny when Conor, they were asking him, was he disappointed that he wasn't on the White House card? And his answer was pretty brilliant, if you ask me. He was like, they've never put me on a big card. He goes, they always put me after the big card, because I draw the fights myself. And I was like, if you look back, it's freaking true, man. He had like the top. Did he have like the top 5 gates of all time or something? At one point, it was like, I think it was like number 1 for the longest time was like Chuck and Randy, and then it was like Connor, Anderson Silva, Connor, or something like. It was just like something ridiculous. But I mean, and they never put him on a stat card because they know that like just putting him up in a fight is it's gonna sell itself in its own
every time. What are your thoughts on was it Jake Paul's one that he did? I watched it.
I watch them. The Mike Tyson one was pretty disappointing because it looked like Mike could have knocked him out so many different times.
There was twice where I swear he held it back.
Oh yeah, we're
like two, like that was like the most obvious. Like he was in position, his hips were right, the arm was in the right position, and like you saw him like, and I was like,
so yeah, that one I don't know. The Joshua Anthony one though, dude, when that happened, I was like, I don't think that was fake. I was like, I think
no, he hit him. I think that was it.
And there's pictures of him when he was talking and moving his jaw around, and you could see his teeth facing sideways inside of his jaw. Dude,
yeah, that one I think that was the only punch he threw at full power.
Yeah,
and I think when he threw it, he was like, now it's time, and he threw it, and it was like you saw Jake's face, and he was like, no, that was real.
Yeah, he was like, wow. He even went, wow, on the ground. Wow.
Yeah, because I think that was the one where he threw. But I was like thinking the MMA card, like the one with Ronda.
Oh, yeah. We watched that one too.
Little hokey?
Maybe. I don't know.
I didn't like him getting in the ring after each fight.
Yeah, but that's just who he is.
Oh, I know. But I mean, I was like,
I don't know.
I don't need you to call out Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, I think that, and I don't know what to believe, to be honest. Maybe some of those are real, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's all a staged production by Jake Paul, because it's very odd. It's very odd. But
the Ronda fight might have been real.
Yeah, I think that one was pretty real. So Gina hadn't been in the ring
13 years.
Yeah, I was gonna
13
say it was
years
like
and she
14
dropped
years or something like that.
100 pounds.
To get in the ring.
First of all, kudos to her for
Yeah,
cutting
right.
100 pounds. I mean, that's in and of itself is like amazing.
For sure. And then, but having to do that through your training is pretty wild.
All the way through.
You're just constantly having to cut that weight so you don't get to sit into it or anything like that. And, I am with Joe Rogan on this too. I think they should do away with the weight cutting.
I'm done with weight cutting.
I think that, hey, if you're going to sign the contract to have that fight, when you sign it, you're going to be at weight, and every week you're going to be
monitored. I could go with that.
Couple pounds each way, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a middleweight fight booked as a middleweight fight,
Right.
and then you go do an 8-week camp as a middleweight.
so
I don't need you cutting 14 pounds the night before.
Or 40. Dude,
40
most of these
pounds.
guys are cutting 40 freaking pounds, 30 to 40 pounds.
What was the most GSP ever cut? Was 26 pounds or something like that?
That's insane.
Because he walked around, when he was a welterweight, most people don't know, he walked around he was over middleweight. He was like between middleweight and light heavy. And I know weight classes for boxing and MMA are different in different organizations, but I always compare it to the UFC. The UFC is the most easy to explain. I mean, if you're walking around at 190 and you're fighting at 170 or you're walking around at 196, I mean, I'm a pretty hefty guy because I got the belly now, but I haven't been below 230 since college. And I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have to cut that kind of weight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you feel great. Like you said, once you settle into it.
Yeah.
But when you're first cutting weight, there's no energy.
But, when you got the Sean Strickland fight where Sean Strickland won his championship back, he cut his weight before his camp.
Smart.
So he got to eat calories and got to consume while he was training the entire time for his camp. While the other guy didn't. He was constantly cutting. He was in a calorie deficit every day. And then he cut like 40 pounds, 42 pounds, I think is what they said that he cut before that fight.
42 pounds.
I would say his name, but I butcher it every time I try to say it anyway. So
what is it? I'm trying to remember who he fought. I watched the fight.
I'm still going to butcher it.
I want to try. I want to phonically attempt to pronounce this name. I mean, Ilia Topuria is a pretty hard one to pronounce too.
Yeah. For some reason, I could say that.
I'm trying to remember who he fought. It was a good fight.
Because I have to look at it too, and I'm still going to butcher it.
Chimaev,
something like that.
It's Chimaev. Or is it Chimaev?
I don't know why my internet's working.
Oh, it's fine.
Anyway.
We're not fact-based.
Chalk it up to sound like an idiot on that one.
That's okay. Did you watch, and I'm just sidebarring on this one, Kingdom? Did you watch the TV show Kingdom?
Remind me again what that's about, because I'm pretty sure that I have.
Kingdom was the one that was the gym in Long Beach.
Yes, and it had, what's that guy's name that's in every freaking martial arts movie now?
Yeah, and he was also in a bunch of the MCU movies too.
Yeah, Frank
Grillo,
yeah.
That was a good show, dude.
It was a good show.
I
enjoyed it.
But there was a couple episodes where they talked about weight cutting, and they'd kind of dance around it, talking about you got your water with you to fight off the hunger pangs and everything.
Yeah.
And they would just kind of hint at how hard the weight cuts were. I really enjoyed that.
Did you ever watch The Ultimate Fighter?
Always.
So I remember I watched it in the early days.
I did too.
I haven't watched it in well over a decade, but in the early days, I watched it, and then you got to see some of that weight cutting, and these guys wanting to give up. They're like, "No, I can't do anymore. I've spent."
Season 3, I remember very specifically. Season 3 or season 4, it was the year. I can't remember the fighter. When was Matt Hamill on there? Was that season 3? Deaf guy, Matt Hamill?
I don't remember.
It was the season right after that. Whatever season Matt Hamill was on, there was a season after that, and there was a guy named Nick Brookings, maybe. And he was a blonde-headed surfer dude. And I remember he had to talk a guy through a weight cut in the bathroom, and they had him in like the towels and the sweatsuit and everything, and he tapped out from the weight cut.
Yeah.
And he was in the middle, like he was I think they had him like dropping 4 pounds an hour. Like it was
So crazy.
4 pounds an hour, and they had a credit card, and they were like scraping the sweat off of him.
Yeah. And pushing on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to pull the sweat out. And I remember like Jonathan Brookings was his name. Dude was hilarious because like every time somebody would say something he didn't agree with, he'd be like, "Some people out there cucumbers pickled." And you had to like think about it. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, some people like their cucumbers pickled. And it was just like his response, like how to, confuse somebody and get out of a situation, didn't want to answer something.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're smart.
That's hilarious.
But like watching him do, and then like the dude just, because you get all gaunt with your cheeks are sunk in, John breathing. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
It's pretty insane, man, because you're taking all the water from your organs, water from your brain, all that stuff, literally the day before you go fight for your life.
Yeah, and you have no reserve.
No,
because
you can't do IVs. There is no IVs. It's all got to be done naturally.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's not.
And that's why I want to see like two guys that have just been like, yep, this is the weight that I've been the last 6 weeks, and let's go.
Yeah. Oh, what was that thing they just did in Vegas a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, where it was like the enhanced games? Did you hear about that?
It's not. No.
You don't know about the enhanced games?
I've always been talking about how I wanted to see it though. Like, let them just take whatever they want.
They did it. The thing was, like, no world records were broken.
Wow.
Like, I was like,
yeah, but then, so think of it like this too. The elite of the elite are in there at the UFC, and I'm not discounting Pride and some of these other places. Or
well, yeah, it was top of the food chain.
Correct. But like, those are the guys. So imagine if you just gave them whatever.
It's Sosa versus McGuire home run derby.
Pretty much.
But this was, I think there was like 16 events they did. And like, there was some track and field in there, and then there was martial arts. I don't remember because I didn't watch it. It was like one of those weird ones like you had to watch on like
I got you.
And I never could.
Did anybody like fly? Just take off and flight like superhero?
Probably. It's a different episode to talk about that one later. But I mean, because it's one of those I didn't have. It's like I kind of wanted to know about it, but as I didn't spend enough time researching like where to watch it. But yeah, like it was like the enhanced games, and they were straight up call the doctor, whatever. They're like, there were no restrictions. So I'm sure you had somebody who was on like their hormones, like they were on HGH and their test was like at 3,000 or something like that. Folks, if anybody needs to know anything above 1,100 testosterone, it's just not worth it.
It's pretty crazy.
I got there one time. They got me to 1,300, and I was like, nope.
I've gotten mine tested before. When I worked out all the time, it would always stay around, in the 600 to 900 area. And then when I got hurt and then kind of dialed it back a while, yeah, they were like, oh, hey, you're up in the like 1400s right now. I couldn't tell. I mean, it didn't seem any different. So they've been, taking me down a little bit at a time. But I was like, dang, I must have really been working out a lot, because I was working out like 5 days a week
to burn that much off.
Yeah, to burn it all off.
I've been on testosterone for a couple of years. I have to, because like when I finally got mine tested, it was like, are you alive low? You know what I mean?
Dude, I was like at 180 something.
I was super, super low. I don't remember the exact number now because I've talked about it with a couple of people, and I remember they put me on pellets. They jumped right over shots straight to pellets.
Oh, they've been trying to sell me pellets, but my insurance covers shots, so I just keep doing it.
They out of pocket, because there's the same thing.
As long as I show up and they hit me with it, it's free.
Free? I need your insurance. My cost for pellets worked out to be $45 more, because pellets are 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I can carry mine 7.5. That's where I'm at right now. Is the 7.5 mark. Worked out to like $35 more. Shots were.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And so I was like, so I just go to the doctor's office one time. Well, blood work next week, pellets, and then a month later, blood work. Okay, let's get it all done in one shot.
So I do blood work every 3 months, but I go twice a week to get my shot. I was doing once a week, lots of mood swings.
I've heard that
and
on
this is after
once a week.
years. This is after like 8 years of doing it. I mean, this is after years. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after years. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 years of doing it. This is after like 8 Yeah, every time right before I got my shot, I'd be moody, and then right after I got my shot, I was moody.
On the opposite spectrum.
Yeah, because you're low, and then you get the shot, then you're high, and then
Then you balance.
So you balance out. So I was like, hey man, I could feel this going on. Is it cool if I move this to 2 days a week? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's try it out. Smooth sailing. There's no mood swings anymore.
Mine's about 2 weeks after. It's on for 2 days. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then boom, I'm cool. But it's those 2 days where I just need to go get a cabin in the woods and just hang out there for 2 days. Just
there you go.
Vanish.
Hear that, brother?
All right.
Well, brother, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Go ahead, and you were with Off
the record, and just look at all of your on the socials. It's either under Aaron Bentley or Off the record, Instagram, TikTok, MySpace, AOL Instant Messenger, wherever. I don't know. I don't really have AOL Instant.
I was going to say, do you still have AOL?
Yes, you've got mail. No, I do most of my TikTok. I'll throw videos up every once in a while. Instagram and Facebook, because Meta's the same thing. Just look me up. They're both linked, and I'll just post videos and follow if you like to hear us ramble about music. Talk to some of the best in Texas and independent music. It's not just Texas. It's Red Dirt, and it's not just country. I mean, I've had some rappers, some metal guys, some rock guys. It's just whoever. If you like music and you want to hear us get down and dirty about the details, off the record.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you again, Aaron.
Thank you. And until next time, friends, follow this guy.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye, everybody.
I'm watching it. I'm trying to see where it's at. It's over there by year 4. I'm not up.